Hello and welcome to the pre-show of the. Sorry, okay, now it's working. Okay, that's why we have a pre-show. Hello and welcome to the pre-show of the 83rd episode of the HaloEra podcast. How's it going, everyone? Okay, for those who don't know, our show officially starts at 8 o'clock, but for about 10-15 minutes beforehand, we kind of just talk with you guys as we start setting up for the show and things like that. For example, I'm currently looking up some gameplay I made and copying it over and making sure it's playable for when we're talking, because there's some cool stuff. There's some really cool stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow? What? Really? Dude, Jeff would be so pissed. Hmm. Nick, you're muted, I think. It's saying. Or give me a second. You shouldn't be muted. StreamYard audio. One second. See, this is why we do the pre-show. For moments like this. Okay, how about now, talk? No, they cannot. Give me 1 second. One sec. Okay, how about now? Try talking.
Hello.
Yes,
Testing.
now we can hear you. Okay.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, once again, this is why we do the pre-show now.
Ah, damn it! I just deleted the tweet that I was writing. Oops. Oops.
Well, you have some time to rewrite it again.
Yes, I
Well,
do. Wonder if it saved up. Wonder.
It might have saved the draft. Anyways, now
It did
that
not.
oof. Now that stream can hear me though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was just on Twitter not long ago, and it seems like there's GTA 6 is in the rumor mill again.
But they're just gonna randomly drop a trailer on a random day. I don't know, man. I
I
don't
don't
buy
know.
it.
I mean, it's like if you think about like all the. So I guess the reason why people are saying it might drop tomorrow is like from the few tweet. This was like a few minutes ago that I basically saw this and I was just
Okay.
trying to kind of read into it. So I don't know all the facts. I just like hot off the press kind of me looking at Twitter. But I guess from a few of the accounts I saw that they that Metacritic got the GTA 6 page got updated,
Hmm.
and I guess from a couple of accounts that said that usually when that happens, it means that they're getting ready to drop a trailer or something. So who knows? I mean, it probably won't happen because they're saying it'll drop tomorrow. But like, I mean, that'd be cool. It'd be like out of nowhere, and like that'd be pretty sweet. But um, I like don't think that I don't think they'll drop. Cool to see it though. Even it's weird to because like I think GTA 5 came out when I think I was in high school or just
Yeah. GTA 5
Yeah,
came out 2013. We were just finishing high school and maybe entering
yeah,
college or
yep,
uni.
yep. I just got out of high school and yeah, going into college. So um,
Jez Gordon just got a super chat. Jez, I think you're in the wrong place, man. This is the Halo chat. The main podcast is actually later, but he just said StarCraft over Halo, which I
I
mean,
thought that
sure.
meant that like Halo is over or StarCraft because it's like the big mouth is eating uh
We're 29,
StarCraft.
Jez. We're not that young, all right? We're almost 30 years old, okay? Just because you're like 6 years older than that.
Yeah, but it's still like wild to see that GTA 5 is still, going strong.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
like,
people are like, why didn't they make a
people
new
in high school now are
GTA?
still playing
And it's, well, you see the money they're making with
it.
that.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking shit ton of money.
And sorry, I'm increasing Nick's volume. I realize it's low for you guys. Okay, Nick, try talking again. Okay, yeah, I think we're good now. Mine was a little
okay.
too loud compared to yours.
Like, move the mic a little bit closer too.
But hey, that's what the pre-show's for. Yeah, stuff like that. Have you been playing anything other than Halo? Because we got 5 minutes to talk about non-Halo stuff. So
Oh gosh, what?
Oops.
No, I've been kind of. I really haven't touched Starfield in a while. Kind of took a little breather from that. I've been wanting to get back into the Dungeons and Dragons game.
Beat Baldur's Gate 3. You don't remember the name Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah.
Oh, people are disappointed that it wasn't at the Xbox show today. Did you watch the Xbox show?
No, I was busy at work. Work's trying to crack down on us like not doing work.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was also at work. I couldn't catch it live, but I watched it after, and I kind of liked it. I mean, you've seen some Nintendo Directs and State of Plays, right?
I don't watch any of that. I only watch Xbox stuff. I don't watch Nintendo or PlayStation.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Xbox fanboy through and through.
And yeah, Jazz, it's GTA 5. That's really old. All right, we're not young. Yeah. We're not young. The game is super old.
Yeah. Is there another like game that has been going as strong? I guess Minecraft.
If you're counting all the way back from 2012, Minecraft, Dota 2, I think PUBG was after 2012, so not that.
Yeah,
League of Legends, like PC centric games usually. I feel like
the ones that have like the big esports things like globally.
Because if you're looking at console games, nope. Every year there's a new COD. Every year there's a new FIFA. Every year there's a new 2K. Yeah. One could argue they're all the same game, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, but I think for like console games though, it's like Minecraft and GTA 5.
Yeah. Like, and even Minecraft, when did it hit consoles? Like 2010, 2011? I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I think it. Actually, I don't know when it hit consoles. I know it came out in alpha or like pre-alpha or whatever, and when I was in starting high school, I think.
Yeah. 2009. 2009 is when it first came out, which is crazy because some people are like, there are kids born after Minecraft released that are playing Minecraft. Actually, there are a lot of kids born after Minecraft. My flipping nephew plays Minecraft. He's like born 2018, so like. It's crazy, man. Life keeps getting older. I had a customer at work today. I work retail UPS store who knew the date she was gonna die, because she had it set, and she was just doing like her last few stuff that she had to do, just mailing things out, things like that. It's crazy.
Wait, what? Did you ask this person more about this?
No, they're just like, I need it done really quick. It's an old person. I think she was like 80 something. But it's made. It's something here in Canada. I'm not sure if it's in the States yet, but it's like doctor-assisted suicide. It's like their quality of life is. Yeah, it's not like they're gonna commit suicide. No.
Okay, I know. Well, I just thought like they saw like a fortune or something.
No.
Like
it was an old person finished with their life. In the end, I guess at the end of hospice, you could say it was kind of made me like reframe things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we have. I think it's illegal here in the States. It might, or it's like very state specific, and only like a couple states do it.
Even in Canada, it's very newish. It's just starting to get up there. More people supporting it. Yeah. But yeah, that was a little sombering. In better news, there was gameplay for Metal Gear Solid Triangle, which I don't think anyone expected at an Xbox show, let alone this small third-party direct thing. Okay, we're about 30 seconds or so from going live, and I actually forgot to mention, but Jazz's super chat was €10, which is a lot. So thanks a lot, man. That's I think more than we've ever really gotten on this show. So
no, we've gotten a few fires.
Yeah, you're right.
Stuff, but
and we haven't got anyone
with 10 before, so definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. And pounds? Sorry, pounds. My bad. Don't kill me. All
pounds,
right. Pounds.
Yeah, I forget what that conversion is now because that's been up and down the past couple of years.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know it's a lot more than Canadian. That's all I know. Most things are more than Canadian.
It used to be pretty close to like 1-to-1 with the dollar, or I think it was like a few. The euro used to be a few cents more or something, or less. The euro used to be a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay, it's 8:00. Let's go live with the main show. All right, playing the intro momentarily for those 5-6 of you watching. Thanks for watching the pre-show. See you guys in 20-30 seconds.
Mhm. Oh,
Hello
come
and
on.
welcome to the 83rd episode of the of the HaloEra podcast, previously known as the You Had Me at Halo podcast, which I'll still keep saying for the next little while if people don't know. I know it says pre-show. I'll change it in a bit. I'm doing my intro spiel. This is where we talk all things Halo, from the lore to the multiplayer to the peripherals, like figurines or books and stuff. And as usual, we have joining us Nick, the Birdman, Iron Wolf. How's it going, man?
Hello. Doing fantastic.
And
How about you?
and myself, Aarsal, SoulBlazerz. I am doing pretty good. I just was playing Halo Infinite a fair bit today, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta do the show on it too. But either way, so today we'll talk all about Season 5 Reckoning. It's been out for a little over a week. My notes say 2 weeks because it kind of feels like 2 weeks. It's not. It literally came out last Tuesday, which is crazy because we got 2 episodes in that time, and we usually go every other week. So that's why I think it feels like it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're talking about Halo 5 Reckoning, Season 5 Reckoning. We'll talk about the player numbers. We'll talk about maybe some rumors. Maybe touch on Unreal because it's not looking too good, guys, in terms of Unreal games. I'm just saying. But okay, yeah. let me change the friggin' text really quick. But the first thing we're gonna talk about are the maps. So 2 new maps came out with Season 5 if you haven't played yet. Prism and Forbidden. Prism is a social map. I put social here and you'll know why in quotes. And Forbidden is a ranked map that's supposed to enter the ranked rotation soon. They say probably working out some kinks, spawns, that kind of thing. So I've already talked about these maps before. Nick, man, you got a chance to play both of them. What did you think?
Yep. Yeah, we played some yesterday on our on a social stream. And I think let's see, with I immediately forgot the name of it. I keep on wanting to call it Fracture, but I know it's not Fracture.
Forbidden?
Forbidden.
Yes.
I know it starts with an F.
I just said it like 3 times.
I know. Well, I was thinking Prism, and Forbidden though, I don't know. I don't know if I like it as much, just because I guess I'm not too much of a ranked player. But when we were playing it, I just kept on getting destroyed. Just kept on getting cross map.
You were playing in that one
like
CTF
constantly.
game where we got destroyed, right?
Yeah, Dominion, Slayer. I think Slayer we were kind of close. But yeah, there was some of the matches that where we were just going against people who were definitely a lot more well coordinated, and I don't know, I just wasn't having as much of a fun experience on it. So that probably soured the map for me. But it looks nice. I also fell off the map, nice. I think a couple times because I just didn't know the some of the pit locations. But I liked Prism. I guess I've always been a fan of the Neither and stuff. As I said multiple times on here before, so it was kind of cool to have a
Needler-centric map, right?
Like, yeah.
Actually, wait.
I forget.
So, I mean, I'll get into this, but
I forget what the Blamite. That's what it's called.
Yes, the material used.
Yep.
Did they just name that off the engine?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And so yeah, the Blamite, because it goes blam.
Yeah.
And having that kind of on the map, especially where you can shoot the crystals and stuff sticking out and follow people, which is like really cool. I kind of wish that they would be a little bit easier to shoot, or I guess not.
Maybe I feel like maybe it's like
destroyed sooner.
Depends which ones you shoot, at least in terms of like the little needles coming out and following people. Because the one in front of you, you're right. They're pretty sturdy. You can't really shoot them to combat people.
Yeah, it's because like multiple times I try to like shoot them, and it's just like, oh, they should break pretty easily. Like I was like, but they did not. But I do love the Needler. When we were playing it last night, that variant Needler on there is like, ooh, that's what the Needler should be. Okay, I know it was a hot take last night.
So it's not just a hot take, all right? It is the hottest of takes. That Needler is one of the most broken weapons in the game. I know this because I've been playing Super Fiesta for months, if not seasons. And I spawned with that Needler and a rocket. Guess what? I'm using the Needler over the rocket.
Yeah, but like that's what the Needler always was. Like Needler was always supposed to be essentially a power weapon, and then they fucking butchered it in Infinite, and now they finally made it better. They
Okay, the
kind of
last
put
time
it
the
back on
Needler
top.
was this strong was in Halo 2 when you dual wielded 2 of them. All right.
Yeah, exactly. The glory days.
And if someone let you dual wield 2 Needlers, they deserved to get destroyed. Froggy, we actually did play some of the Forge BR mode. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sadly,
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to play with the full crew yet because the custom games browser still needs a fair bit of work, to be fair. But we did touch on it, yeah.
I mean, we could. I would say we could just flow right into that.
Yeah,
just do segue after segue.
With Prism though, there's something I did want to say is so Prism's a social map, right? Is how they refer to it, non-ranked,
yeah,
arena.
it makes sense with the environmental effects and stuff.
Environmental effects. Hey, look, there's a Needler that's really broken there. Hey, look, there's a sword there. There's a hammer there, and it's like it's social in that sense, but in practice, I found it just means frustrating in a lot of ways. As in little to no comeback potential. As in once you get spawn camped, you're done. It's I don't know. I feel like I mentioned this on the Discord earlier today, but I feel like one of my hot takes with Halo and maybe shooters in general is there's no such thing as a social or fully social game mode where you have a gun, they have a gun, and you want to shoot them before they shoot you. You know what I mean? There's always an element of skill or outplaying or whatnot involved that anyone can take sweaty. Even like Husky Raid, which is I think as social as it gets right now. It's a playlist. If someone's good, they'll snipe the entire team right off the spawn. You know, it's how do I phrase it? I feel like Halo Infinite or Halo in general or modes in general don't have like a truly social mode until they get things like that have non-traditional gameplay elements, not just shoot the other guy or smash the guy with the hammer or stuff like Duck Hunt or things or Repulse Soccer. You know, things like that. Like things are just fun. Overall. That was a good game for me.
Yeah, they need to bring in some other more mini games. I know that will be that they're looking into that kind of stuff from what I hear is trying to add more in. It's just
I feel like it's probably not too far either. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think there's like 80 different last I heard 80 different like mini game modes that could be added in. Yeah, that like people have created, but like there's not enough content for them, and this is like the user generated like ones, not ones that 343 has made, but like user generated mini game modes, but there just hasn't been enough traction behind a lot of them that so they haven't been able to really
get like a playlist and
like
stuff
find out like what's good or not and like work out all the bugs because people like either don't really know about them or what, but a lot of that too is because of the custom browser, which is what we were running into. Speaking of custom browser, is we were running. We're using that yesterday to play on some of the maps.
Yeah. Speaking of, so currently showing is the BR actually, the Forge BR made by Team Forge Falcons. I think they're called TFF, right?
Yeah, the Forge Falcons, I believe, or Team
Please
Forge.
Excuse how Vaseline it looks. I had to bring my resolution down to like super low for it to even. Okay, real quick PC rant. PCs suck. Playing games on PCs suck. I have a good rig. All right, it's an expensive rig. Halo Infinite, a game made for the Xbox goddamn One, should not be giving me 60, 70 FPS. All right, and I know there's something up with my computer. I know there's something up with my drivers. I don't care. Like at one point, it should be able to brute force this crap. Just today, I played like 3 hours on my Xbox, and it was buttery smooth. Buttery smooth, 120, no issues, no drops. It looked good too.
That's why I always tell my friends and stuff who are also like my other friends who are PC players and stuff.
That's you, I'm pretty sure.
They're I was like, I know I can.
That's you right there. I was like, wait.
Yeah. And yeah, there you go. Well, I'm watching on stream too, so there's a delay. But yeah, so like I always tell my friends, they're just like, because I have a pretty decent rig. Mine's a little bit older. I think I have like a 2018 80.
Yeah, still
I
pretty
think
decent. Though.
I always forget. Um, and I like playing on console. If a game comes out for console, I'll typically play on that because it's like I know it's gonna work.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's a lot more stable. I just launch the
I
game
mean,
and go. Don't have to worry about
there are
anything.
definitely
Computer,
exceptions
so many different
in the
variables.
sense like Starfield plays way better on my PC. Even if it's only 40 FPS, that extra 10 really helps it moving, things like that. But if a game runs 60 or 120 on console, I'm flipping. Oh my god, I just saw it get destroyed. Keep looking at the screen. Keep looking.
Oh yeah, from the brute. Yeah, I remember that.
It's not. This is exaggerated, Froggy. PC gaming is great. It's a great option for a lot of people. It's just frustrating when you've spent so much money, so much money. That console is 500 US. I've probably spent like 15 or 2 grand on my PC. It's just like triple or 4 times the cost of the console, and it's giving me issues, and it's just that's the PC life, right? Is
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, so we were talking about the BR, which I will go back to it for anyone watching. So this is the beginning of the BR here, where you start in like this little drop pod machine,
Yeah,
I guess.
with the 4 of us out of the 24.
Yeah, yeah. Even when Abe joined, we only had one, I think, extra person playing with us. Though,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll talk about it a little later. And then it drops you like this, and you're falling, and you have like some kind of control. I'm curious how they
Yeah,
scripted that.
so the
Actually.
control is based on like where you're pointing. So
Okay.
the more you aim up at the horizon, the further you go.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, and then after a while, it just kind of cuts out and you just fall.
And in terms of how it's set up, it's pretty cool. You enter, there's enemy AIs, which at first you're thinking, what's the point? But each one of them has a gun. So each one of them gives you weapons to pick up, um, attacks you if you enter too close to them. So you got to break through them to get to obstacles. There's a scoring system and a life system from what we found. Everyone has 2 lives, and if you like hold a hill, you get score. I think the scoring system is more so for like if you didn't get first, you can get second or third based off of points.
Yeah, yeah. At least from what we were able to tell.
I am
Uh,
very good at PCs. I build PCs. All right, it's just frustrating. That's it. I feel like the older I get, the less I want to deal with driver issues and registry problems and things like that. You know.
yeah. See, I had a friend build mine, or basically helped me find the stuff that I needed to buy, and then he helped me put it together. So that's why I can never really remember what kind of model graphics card I have.
What's
I
nice
just
is
know it's
we
a
live
decent one.
near a micro center, which a lot of people don't in America. I think there's only like 13 or 14 states that have a micro center, and it's nice. It's nice to have. I'm like an hour away from one. You're like 2 if you ever go.
I just use Newegg.
Okay, fair enough.
I just
Fair
have
enough.
stuff shipped to me.
Yeah, it honestly. So one thing with Forge maps, and Seth kind of talks about mentions this, is like Forge maps. A lot of times they feel clunky. Some of the AI game matches
Yeah.
we played here felt clunky to me. But the
Yeah,
gliding felt good.
the nav mesh needs to be kind of worked on.
Yeah, yeah,
The nav mesh isn't perfect. So like on a big map like this, you're gonna have a lot of spots where you kind of need to customize some of the nav mesh
mm,
by like putting in certain jumps and certain areas and zones and stuff
yeah.
like that. Um, so if that stuff isn't there, if it's missed, then yeah, the AI will kind of seem clunky. But this map was fun,
It was a lot
for
of fun.
sure,
Yeah,
and I I was starting to kind of get a little bit bored after a while
it's because we don't have
because
enough players. Like those
yeah,
watching
they have
every
enough players,
other
and I
Wednesday,
don't.
and I stream every Tuesday. Join us, and if we can get a full, even if it's 10, 12 people, this is a 24-person map is what it's supposed to be in terms of the number of drops and weapons and things like that on the field. Join
But
us,
I'm
and
wondering, yeah, join us and
yeah,
stuff. But like wondering if the map wasn't like set up fully correctly because I feel like the outside zone, like the red wall
yeah,
that you can see, I feel like that's supposed to close in because
it
that's what
does.
battle
It does
royales do.
close in. We just never lasted long enough for it to start
Oh,
closing in. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly. Because I've seen some people on the Discord have posted clips of them winning, and it's like a super small red thing at that point. So it does close, and it's just we're only 4 people. We couldn't. Today I was gonna check custom game browser because I've seen whenever if you're on Halo and you open up CB the custom games browser, you'll see people playing this map. Probably 8, 9, 10 people will be on there. But instead I went to do other things, and that's the cool part. Froggy's totally right. Is this is 8 days into the season, right?
Yeah.
There's so
Well,
much
I think
can be done still. Like it's
they
crazy.
I think they were working on the map.
Oh, they definitely were. But in terms of like
Before.
the AI nav meshing, that kind of stuff, that's got to be all
Yeah.
within the last
Well,
7 days.
the nav mesh is there because of the
The old one, the
bots.
bots one. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
it uses the same nav mesh.
Actually, you're
So
right.
that,
You're right. They've probably been working on this for a while, probably a
yeah.
few
So all
months.
they were doing is just waiting for it to put down the spawns for the AI. Now I'll say too um oh gosh, what it was something about that map.
The
Um
BR one.
yeah, yeah, the way that BR is kind of set up
Mm-hmm.
is so I think eventually they might add in like actual ODST drop pods. I think
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
a video of like people mocking something up
Yep. I saw
and
one on
stuff
Twitter.
for it.
It looked kind of clunky, but it worked, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, usually when movement, what scripted movement in Forge and custom games is not very smooth. It
Mm.
is gonna always. I won't say it's gonna always be clunky, but it's gonna be very clunky. It's not as smooth as it could be.
Yeah.
A lot of latency and server side stuff. A
To
lot
be
of
fair,
stuff
I
goes on.
imagine even like the main games, like movement's clunky, then they got to work on making it non-clunky for certain things.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. But that kind of style of having a map that you land on, and with AI in a shrinking zone, but you drop in with a ODSG drop pod. Kind of when like I was at the studio. That's
Yeah.
like one of those things that I always tried to like voice out there. It's just like, oh, this would be really
Like it
cool, or like
makes
really voice to anyone who
sense,
misses.
right?
Exactly. Though I think the other idea that I had for and I'll voice it now since everything's like coming out, so I can get
Yeah.
on record.
Okay. Okay. All
That
right. All right.
uh so what would be really cool is to have instead of the a zone shrink in, you have part of the floor, and this would be very hard to do in
Orange.
Forge,
Hmm.
but like part of the floor would like um either get jettisoned up into like space or like fall off into space
Like
or
you're
whatever.
playing on a Halo ring that's like collapsing,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That'd be
yep.
cool.
Or like because I think in Halo or in one of the videos, like the old Vidocs or
Yeah.
whatever, they showed Guilty Spark kind of ejecting like spaces of the ring just to like see what happens. They had visualizations of that. So just like so that'd be something cool though. It's like you have basically a red wall that comes up to show you where that break is gonna happen.
Mm.
And it's like, oh, you have like so long until you have to get out of that zone. And if not, then like, see ya. You're going for a
That'd
ride
be
in outer
sick.
space. So
Froggy asks, "What would you like to see change in the BR mode?" I had one suggestion I was kind of thinking is one thing they do is really cool in the BR mode is they put a pre-game lobby in a sense, right before people start dropping. It'd be cool. I'm not sure if you can
Halo is too,
script it,
that's what it is.
um, but it'd be cool if you could in that pre-game lobby have like a switch instead of it being timed. Or I'm actually not sure what the trigger is, but have the trigger be a switch that only the fire team leader can use, or even if it's just anyone can use, at least a switch there, so you can wait for like 10, 12 people to enter and then start a game, right? That'd be cool. I feel that'd be nice.
Something I would like to see change in at least that battlefield or that BR map is that when you die again
Mm.
and you're in that second waiting room, uh, you're invulnerable, so you don't just die right
Yeah.
in the waiting room from someone.
Also, I feel like if possible, if you're in that second waiting room, if you die in there, it should not count. It should not
Yeah,
count towards when you get 2 lives.
it would I think just be easier for them to put in a trait zone or something in there
Yeah.
to basically say like,
Yeah.
hey, your shields
You're just
instantly
respawning
recharged.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Forge AI, so there's some other cool stuff that's been happening. Oh my god. Wait a sec, sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though it's
Thanks,
so
Phil.
this
Yeah,
one,
I was mixing the two.
this was so I before this episode, I saw a video called Halo 3 or Halo Forge AI campaign. It's already there, and there's 3 of them. So I went and I played through all 3 today. This was the first one in it. Okay, I'm running around trying to figure out where I am at the beginning. A little bit, but okay. And if yesterday felt clunky and kind of not working that well, this felt incredibly smooth. Like
Okay.
straight up, like I was playing the beginning of a campaign mission. It's I'll leave it playing for a little bit so people can see, but like I was a little worried when I played yesterday. You know that one map the firefight map with like the really small zone and the million people spawning at once. That's like
Yeah.
cool for like um the spectacle, but in terms of like more fun and proper game design, I think stuff like this is a lot better. Enclosed, people are spawning where you can't see them. They're coming at you in terms of pairs, 2 to 3. Like this, I never felt that there were too few enemies when I was playing this game mode here. You haven't played any of the anything like
I
this
have
yet, right?
not the campaign ones. No, I want to. For the longest time. So when I first started going into um, the video game industry,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do uh, like linear stuff, like uh, designing the environments and stuff for more of like campaign kind of play.
Yeah.
Like I was never the best at creating multiplayer kind of maps.
Mm.
I was okay, but like I'd have one of my other friends kind of come through and help me create stuff. I was a lot better at creating a story in the map and
Yeah. Yeah.
having
And
those kind of
that's like a
areas.
super useful skill. And
Mhm.
dude, I'm telling you, the enemy AI, the mashing, the nav mashing felt super natural, like super space natural to me. It works. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but it just really works. I later, and what's cool is like I'm playing it right now. Honestly, I'm thinking I'm like in the campaign essentially, and then I pick up a chain gun and I see my Spartan holding it, and I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Like I totally forgot this is my multiplayer character playing this game. One thing, all 3 of the maps I played didn't have was, I think this guy kills me here. Friggin' sword elites. No, I think I make it up maybe. Is they don't have grapple because I guess I realized you can just grapple out of the map, right? That would.
Oh yeah, yeah, because the unfortunately and they can set up zones to where you could have like kill zones and stuff.
Yeah, but it'd be
So
kind of
it's just a
clunky.
matter of containment.
Yeah,
Um, uh, and it's not
they
too
need
hard to
like
contain your map.
material
What?
that
Go
can't
ahead,
be
Bishop.
grappled.
Go.
I feel that'd be interesting.
Yes, that has been something that um I think I think they have that in the engine because like
Mm,
on some multiplayer
yeah,
maps and stuff, you
yeah.
can't grapple onto certain things. So it's
Even in some
there, and
forged
Forgers
maps, right? In
Forgers
Argyle, can
have
you? No,
been
you can't. Never mind.
asking. Yeah, Forgers have been asking for it, so um, we'll see if it gets put in.
You know, it's
Um,
um you've always wanted the disruptor in the campaign, right? Not disruptor, sorry. The friggin' yeah, disruptor, right? The thing that pushes
okay.
people away.
Oh yeah, repulsor.
Repulsor, my bad, in the campaign. And playing the Bandit Evo, I want the friggin' Bandit Evo in the campaign too. And now it kind of feels like you can do both. The Bandit Evo feels amazing. You have all the kill effects that you have unlocked multiplayer. Like it's really cool, and I didn't realize how like smoothly everything transitions into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Your kill effects are
I
there, your things are there, your armor's there, your deaths are there. You know, like, sorry, everyone.
no, I was gonna say like um because like people have been wanting their multiplayer Spartan in campaign,
Yeah, yeah.
like that. It's just a natural thing, and like with the way that the initial story for the multiplayer stuff and like academy and everything, like the
It
story
was
behind
getting
all
there,
that
right?
is that, yeah, is that it was kind of showing like, hey,
Ah,
like
stupid comment.
eventually it'll go there. Well, I'm wondering now that they cut the campaign team and everything, not like fully cut it, but like basically chopped it down, um is that they could now make some multiplayer or new campaign mission kind of things, like some
Yeah,
kind of official ones in Forge
yeah,
with this AI and everything, and kind of be like a stopgap. Maybe
yep,
have that be
yep.
the some new stories and stuff that can get thrown in. Um, uh, you'd have to figure out how to really do some of that story because you couldn't have like announcers and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I mean, they might be able to, because if they can make the maps internally, then they could probably also add some
yeah.
internal
I'm sure they
elements
have
to it.
still have some dev tools in Forge that forgers don't have access to, or at least like the
Yeah,
command console or something. Like I'm sure they have stuff.
yeah.
So the same map I played again after I tried the other ones, but this time I kept my lobby open, and like kind of really quickly I got 2 other people playing with me. It did not take long, and then it felt first off, I mean, I kind of skipped through it, but this map destroyed me. At the end, you're like fighting a bunch of people, and they just I lost all 8 lives, or like 4 lives I think I had left at that point, right in like the last like minute. But with the group of 3 people, it was just we just mauled through it, and it's really cool. You see their Spartan, you see like their kill effects and everything. It's I don't know, like I could, yeah,
I want to see the Warthog run.
dude, and there's already people working on it. What? So did you see? Speaking, I guess while we're on Forge, we've had a couple tweets from Michael, about future wishlist items, right?
Yeah. So that wish list is huge. So
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, but I'm sure this was on a wish list at one point, right?
oh yeah.
So
this was early. So water was basically the top of the wish list. They knew that they had to kind of get that out, even though it's not exactly where they want it. They finally listened and just released, simplistic water.
Yeah.
Instead of like actual volumes and stuff like that. And then I think AI has always been up there too. So like so they're finally starting to kind of kick off the things at the top. I'm not sure too much else if that's on there, but yeah, I think like people were asking for like music or something.
Yes, yeah. So he mentioned that they hear it and it's on the wish list for music.
Yeah, which was something in Halo 5. It's like,
wait, Halo 5 had music in the Forge?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can drop music and stuff. Or like sound effects and things like that.
Wait, sound effects I think they technically have right now. They have like ambience and
they had the sound effects, but I think in Halo 5, because they had tones that you could do, so people could create their own music.
Oh,
but I think there was also like localized like Halo themes and stuff like that.
That's sick. That's cool.
I'm pretty sure it was in Halo 5. If not, it was Halo 4. But I know they had like music that you could put in.
This map has this warthog here, and I had no idea how to get to it. I still kind of don't. I'll be honest, maybe it's some hidden part of the map. I don't flipping know. I'll play it again later and find it. The other wishlist item that Michael mentioned was a playlist in the custom game browser, where instead of having to repick the mode, just a playlist that just immediately goes to the next game, which is kind of cool. Earlier today, I essentially did the same thing by bookmarking all 4 of someone's making a campaign, like a linear campaign story through different Forge maps, and I bookmarked them all and played them all in a row with I think 2 other people. Though we didn't finish it because the last one was actually kind of tough and it had a crazy long respawn, and I was like, screw this, podcast is coming, and there's this one stupid invisible elite that killed me 3 times after me running back to it like twice. God. But they're still working pretty heavily on this Forge, and it, I don't know, it looks really good.
They've been a kind of basically another wish list item, and I think I even remember suggesting this a while ago when before the game was out, was like having something where you can basically have collections. I always kind of call them as collections, where you have a bundle of maps basically that like you can just that people can just download, and it would have the whole package of like, here's the mode and the map, and everything you need to play it, and like the multiple ones if there's like a big selection, like for example if as Wilco, a friend of the community and stuff, he makes a lot of trees and environment stuff, like he can bundle a bunch of trees and stuff like that. But essentially it'd be cool though to be able to have essentially a mini playlist that you could just load up, and then it would just take you in there. So it's hopefully that comes sooner than later. I think now with like AI and Forge and everything,
even more important, right?
Yeah, that to me seems like it would be another like,
or if
kind of
not
big
like
one.
a full collection, maybe the ability to load in another map while you're in the same map, like a quick load screen.
Yes, that'd be cool. So then you don't have to leave the lobby, just go like a campaign mission.
Yeah, exactly. We're like straight up. I mean, Halo Infinite had load screens, I'm just saying. So
in
the main campaign. And yeah, Philip, that'd be interesting. Philip mentions that it'd be cool if they had the multiplayer story before Infinite's campaign, because then it could lead into like the events on Delta Halo while Chief was asleep. But it really kind of feels like
I thought I thought it was. I thought it kind of.
It
I
kind of
thought
takes
it
place
did technically
simultaneously, I
start.
think, in a way.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's I think a bit more simultaneously. So like people basically at the academy and things like that don't know yet about the events of Halo. It's been a long time since I like dug into the story, and it's changed a few times since I've like first started hearing about it because um I thought it was supposed to be like a little bit before.
Yeah.
It was I from what I understand, it was supposed to be before, and then that's why the Spartans weren't on the ring yet, because
Yeah.
it's like they were getting ready, and it was supposed to be the whole thing of like you going through all of these different, basically the multiplayer story, and then eventually like it would put you on the ring, um, but you had all this other time before, so that way
Yeah.
it kind of allowed them to do stuff before the story and take as long as they want, um, and not fully tie it to what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like we'd all have really liked that. And speaking of likes, for those watching, the 16 of you guys, we only have 9 likes. If you haven't liked the video, please give us a like. It really helps us out. And now
Mm-hmm.
what I'm showing is the second map, Inclemency, I guess. I don't know why all their names are weird, but completely different tone, completely different. Like that was small and jungle. This is like wide open and snowy, and it's really cool. Like,
Hot.
yeah. And actually, I think a couple of people joined me in this one too. This is when I realized that people will join these events. Thankfully, I kept it limited at 4 because we mowed through it with like 3 people. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't like. So right now, I know they set it up so that campaign AI, you can choose to scale the enemy's HP based off number of people in the game. Maybe that only works if you load into the game with 2 or 3 people.
Oh yeah, it doesn't change it on the fly.
Or maybe it does change on the fly, and it's just when you have more people, people just get shredded. I mean, I played the Halo Infinite campaign Legendary with 2
Mhm.
others, and we shredded through the whole thing. You know,
Yeah,
like it's just.
it's typically how it goes.
Thank you to the one person who liked after I made that
The
really awful like segue.
pandering.
But yeah, so this one here, if anyone's
Please give us
interested,
some likes.
straight up, please, sir. This one here is called Inclemency. It's way more open. It has like kind of. I think I finished this one in 9 minutes. It was pretty quick, but it was still also pretty fun. Overall, it's just again 7 days, 8 days into it. I'm sure some people have been working on their maps beforehand, but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's still a lot of new stuff being made. Hey, I got 2 more.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people have been oh gosh, there's a freaking bug. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
one
a lot
more,
of people
right? A
were
bunch of bugs came
like,
back alive.
eh. And I'll say too, like, so the people that have been working on these maps,
Yeah.
or at least probably a good bunch of them, knew that AI was going to come months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
And
it's
stuff
been
for like
rumored for so
the program
long. It was
stuff.
essentially almost confirmed, you know?
Yeah, it's been rumored for a very long time, and then obviously too there is the insider program, the uh basically a
Yeah.
bunch of forgers and
Yeah.
people from the community that help essentially beta test and make sure that um that these new additions and stuff work.
Mm-hmm.
um Sometimes they don't get a whole lot of uh
Testing.
the playtime and testing on
Yeah.
them. Sometimes it's just like, oh, you can get it like a week early or something.
See how ugly the
um
flipping shotgun
but
looks, the flood one. Ugh, God, I don't know why I'm using it. I mean, it's different though, so.
uh,
But we'll talk about that later. We also
the,
have the cosmetics to talk about. We kind of jumped right into
oh yeah.
the meat of this season.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of like what it you kind of go with the segues.
Yes, yes, you
You
do.
know,
Yeah, you
it's,
do.
it helps us flow better. Um, but I mean, going with other things that they tease and everything, Firefight is another one of those
Yeah.
that have um well, it's confirmed now that it's coming later, but
Yes,
we
a
don't know when.
mid-season update. Okay, so let's talk about Firefight really quick.
Yep,
Give me a second. So we didn't actually play Firefight.
I know I'm
Um,
jumping all around your list.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The list was a guideline. All right. We didn't play Firefight. I mean, sorry, Firefight's not playable, right? That being said,
Yeah,
the mode of
the
it
Forge community. Yeah,
kind of is like here. Let me see if I can find it.
yeah. people have made it in Forge, and with all the AI and everything like that. So it's not like it's not the typical ODST firefight that everyone knows and
Yeah.
loves. Um, it's more of like I guess Warzone. I think it's probably closer because it doesn't. Well, I guess even Warzone had like waves and stuff.
Yeah.
I
It's
guess
honestly, it's
yeah.
kind of its own thing. King of the Hill,
Yeah.
Firefight.
Yeah, 'cause
Um,
there wasn't really identifiable waves. Really, at least when I played it, just kind of seemed
so that was just
like oh, you just wipe out all the
a
enemies
Forge made
and
Firefight, right? So this one here is, it
yes.
was another campaign AI map, part of map 3 or 4 in the Hunt series, of which I think there are 4. So map this and map 3, and they said proper waves. Like it would say 5 enemies remaining, last enemy remaining, and it would highlight them where they
Okay.
are and stuff like that. Whoever made this map, if you're watching, really cool map. But the giant walls preventing me from going in, but allowing me to shoot through, just
Oh,
meant that we're sitting
oh,
back
so
here just shooting them the moment they spawned. And
they made it on Prism.
yeah,
Nice.
it's kind of cool. So the story in this map is you're fighting with the Swords of St. Helios, and you're helping them escape this like mine because they're being attacked by banished forces. It's kind of cool. They all got kind of like a
No,
lore
that's
story
pretty
into
sweet.
it. Honestly, man, like it'd be, if they can expand on this more, maybe add. Okay, mocap's a strong word, but I remember. Do you remember the game? Friggin' the one that launched with the
Like,
Xbox One or soon after, the stupid, the create your own game, and you could mocap with
oh,
Connect.
Spark
Spark, a
or
Project
Project
Spark.
Spark
Yes, that had like Connect mocap, which was super cool. If they could do something similar,
Connect.
yeah.
Side tangent thing. Connect was an amazing piece of
Oh yeah,
technology.
oh yeah.
Like people give it shit because like it always had to be connected or whatever,
Hmm.
but like the amount of like agencies and research people and stuff that use the Connect because of the technology that's in there for like mocap and things like that is amazing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, heck, they still use the tech in like airports and hospitals.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
once again Microsoft a little too early to the product. Voice activated
yeah.
assistant. Everyone laughed at it, and I say this. Oh my God, Snowden! This 5 6 years later, and we all got friggin' Alexas and Google Homes in our houses. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep.
But back to Firefight. So I did get a chance to play Firefight in Seattle a couple of weeks ago. I think 3 4 weeks ago now. And we played Firefight King of the Hill, and it was in one of the new Firefight maps, House of Reckoning, which anyone who played the campaign and played that map was like, hey, Firefight. Like,
Yep, yep.
for those who need the refresher, it's it's the second last level in the campaign, the one
Mhm.
after the giant road where you're with the cool music and the friggin' scorpion.
Yeah, kind of their version of the Warthog run.
Yeah, yeah. Or I don't think that's. I wouldn't say Warthog run, more just heavy vehicle run, right? Every Halo game usually has like that tank
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. Well, I think it's like usually that's kind of grouped into yeah, it's a big assault moment.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Big attack.
Because they
Because
Warthog run because they didn't really have one
they
in.
didn't know they had.
They kind of haven't had it in like the past couple.
So
Well,
Halo
no, they
4 had
had it in
one.
5.
Halo 4 had not a Warthog run, but it had a Ghost run when
Yeah,
the Didact's coming out, and Halo 5,
they had Ghost Run, and then the Saber
which was
and stuff too.
amazing. It's still one of my favorite levels of Halo to this day. The music, 117's playing during it. And, oh so good. I watch people's reactions to that episode, to that level all the time. But back to Firefight. Man, I wonder if I have footage of what we played. Again, I thought I was streaming for a long time, and I wasn't. So I might I might not have footage of what I think I have footage of. Give me a second.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Is this? Nope. That's normal matchmaking. Normal matchmaking.
So might have footage
Normal
of
matchmaking. Oh
the
no, this is it. So watch my PC get absolutely trashed because I can barely run this mode for some reason. Um, but yeah. So this is a fan made Firefight mode. It's cool. I mean, guessing when your frame rate's not like 40, it probably plays a lot better.
yeah. And this was on basically a reimagining of Rat's Nest.
Rat's Nest, yes, right. And they called it
Or
Crow's Nest, I
yeah,
think.
Rat's Nest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think there was a version before that used to be called Crow's Nest.
Really? Yeah. Would not
Yeah.
surprise me. There've been so many Halo maps
Mhm.
and whatnot throughout the days. But anyways, that's Firefight. When I played it, it was a lot of fun. It was only King of the
Mhm.
Hill. But here's the issue with Firefight when I played it was I played it once with my friends, and then I never played it again, even though I could, because there was no point. Why? Because at the event, it was only normal. So it was literally just going there, shooting things that are not shooting back at you and that are super easy and you never flip and die. It was cool. They have this thing where if everyone in the round doesn't die, you get a random skull. Or I guess it was an ordered skull, technically. But then if someone dies, the skulls are gone the next round. Things like that. They definitely added to it. And I feel like in Legendary, it'll be a lot of fun, or at least Heroic. Who plays normal? Man, God. Nick's the guy who
Achievements.
plays normal. I wouldn't surprise me.
No,
No,
I,
not this Nick. My bad, my
oh,
bad, my bad.
other
Special
Nick.
Nick, Mr. Play Easy on everything. He's probably the
The
one that plays
Australian
normal.
Nick.
The Australian Nick, sorry. Other Nick. That being said, we know there are nine maps coming out when Firefight releases, whenever it does.
Oh wow.
3 are
For some reason, that was the only thing that was 3.
yeah, so 3 are community made, is what they said.
Oh, okay.
And
Sweet.
some
Which
of
confirms you can do community made maps.
yes, exactly. Yeah, good shout. And actually, when they were, if you saw the community stage, they were showing AI during the time when they're showing AI off on a Forge. Sorry, a Forge remake of the last level of ODST, which is Firefight, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if that's one of the maps.
Oh yeah, the Oni cube.
Yes, I think so. But the other 6, I think, are probably a mix of Firefight Mave maps, which I know we have at least 1 in House of Reckoning. I think 2 in something more open, and just normal arena maps. Because if you look at the trailer, they're playing in Forest, Firefight in Forest, and smaller maps like that. So it's kind of cool. When do you think we're getting it?
Gosh, probably next year.
January?
Yeah, I think January, because like they're. I don't think that they'll drop it before. And it'd be cool if they dropped it before the holiday,
Yeah.
because then people can basically play it over the holidays, and stuff like that. But if it's a lot more risky, because if there's issues, those issues aren't going to get fixed for a while.
Yeah.
You know, hot fixes are going to be a lot slower because people at the studio, you know, kind of around mid-December is like when things start slowing down at the studio.
Everyone's getting ready to take a
at least-
break and have live their lives.
And the last 2 weeks of the year, basically all of Microsoft is like shut down.
Yeah.
Like they kind of do a whole big thing where it's like everyone, they give you time off. Well, they don't really give you time off.
They force you?
Well, yeah. Well, it's like they're basically like, hey, we're not really planning any meetings or like really any big stuff in the past 2 weeks. It's just like they're like, go focus on your family. If you want to come in and work, you can, but they encourage you to like not. But being a contractor with not a whole lot of PTO, the last 2 weeks of the year, I would sometimes still be working. It'd be very simple, easy days because not much else was going on. So it's like easy paycheck. Just go sit and work for like a few hours.
And that makes sense. I'd probably work too, to be fair. Or maybe take a day or two off during like Christmas or something.
Yeah, because I mean, work's fine if you can just kind of sit
it's
there and
stress-free
chill.
work. Straight up, dude. I mean, that's me in retail. When no one comes in, it's like it's nice and chill. And then when there's a line, it gets super stressed. But you're right. And I mean, dude, I think they all know their lesson. From 2021 December, release the game in December, release Big Team Battle, and it's not friggin' working, but everyone's a holiday, and they're not going to think about it, but I'm sure it ruined so many of their holidays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They definitely
might as well just do it in might as well just do it in January, and plus if like they can then, because that how I see it is if like in December, if they start saying like, hey, Firefight's coming out in January or whatever, then people with gained their Christmas money, and well, I guess multiplayer is free, so but so yeah, I was gonna be like, people buy the game, but they don't need to.
They don't need to.
But may get some Xbox and stuff like that. Who knows?
Technically, for all the 8-year-olds that are playing the game free and don't have Game Pass and just are playing the multiplayer, they can now play some campaigns kind of content
Yeah.
and without paying for it. It's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
So here's
So
interesting. So we know the layout of the season, right? The season
mhm.
started. We have the first operation November 14th, right? The second, and it lasts until November 19th. Sorry, it lasts until December 19th, where the second operation starts. So that's what, 5 weeks, right? Roughly.
Yeah.
So then maybe there's a chance that Firefight comes out at the end of the second operation.
Yeah,
Um,
that or or they do risk it and do it at the second operation.
I don't see it in the beginning of the first operation. That's only like 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away, right?
Oh,
And I
that's
guess
true.
anecdotal, but my experience playing Firefight at the event was kind of buggy. I had this giant black shadow following me around everywhere, like a really prominent lighting bug. At one point, like I'd look up and everything just go crazy and stuff. Like it's, it was. Admittingly, I looked left and right, and other people did not have the same bugs I had. But still, right? I've never had that in Halo Infinite. So hey, something. The question kind of then comes is how long is the season, right? I personally assumed February is when season 6 would come because that's 16 months, 16 weeks, 4 months, right? October 2 and 2.
Yeah, that I mean, 4 months does seem like a good season
Mm-hmm.
length.
3 seasons
'Cause
a year.
yeah, yeah. So that would be like, I think a pretty good cadence. Gives enough time for some stuff and people to do uh things in the season and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, who knows? The season lengths I don't think have been that consistent, and
They've kind of been from season 3 onwards.
yeah, past like
So
yeah,
season three,
like
3 and 4 were completely, really, really consistent. Like I could almost predict season 5's start date based off season three's length. Usually we'd know season 6's start date because the battle pass would end right when season 6 would start, but they didn't do that now, right? The battle pass will be replaced with the operations, so suddenly I'm not 100% sure. But they did say operations will be 4 to 6 weeks. So whatever's something's happening 6 weeks after December 19th, which is what is that, February?
uh six, how many weeks? 6 weeks, you said?
Yes, 6 weeks. Let's say
Mm,
the worst case, 6 weeks from December 19th.
yeah, that put like beginning of February.
So they could start season 6 in the beginning of Feb.
Mhm. I wonder now, like I'm wondering though if they will, if they'll have this season be a little bit longer, because if they are delaying Firefight to drop later in the season,
They wanted to last for a
then
bit, right?
yeah, well, are they gonna like, yeah, make it last a little bit, make sure some the everything kind of works well, so then that way they have a little bit more time to work on the next season, where it'll be like a bunch more fixes and tweaks and stuff like that. So like, what if it's like March and stuff when they drop the next season, because that gives them basically an extra month
Yeah, yeah.
um
Hey,
and
who
stuff on
knows? I
top of.
guess. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure they know. Maybe Firefight will come with its own little battle pass, event pass. I feel like they'd have mentioned it if it was, and maybe it comes with the first operation, right? Because
Yeah.
it was playable. I was playing it, and so were hundreds of people. So it's not like they're
Mhm.
afraid of
So
getting
it's
people,
not too far
attention.
behind.
Yeah. But speaking of battle passes, that gives us
Yeah.
a not super cleanest, but somewhat clean segue into another part of season 5, which is the
Cosmetics.
customization.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with it.
Yep, I
Uh,
said it. I
I
confirmed it.
I'm I like the customization stuff. Well, the cross core helmets, I mentioned it on last week's podcast. Like that
Mm.
was kind of my favorite part. Um, is I like having you can have the same helmet on every Spartan body.
You put the same helmet
Which
on
was
every single one?
yeah,
What?
it was just the Firefall helmet, because I don't have the ODST helmet yet, because I still need to unlock it, because I can't just fucking buy it. I have to buy it, or I have to
Welcome to free
go
to
through the
play.
whole battle pass. Yeah, it's like, just let me buy it, damn it. uh, and so I ended up switching the helmet though again, because the Firefall helmet looks like an ODST from the side,
Yeah.
but straight on it looks too much like Noble 6.
Okay, yeah, I can see
and
that. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and every time I see it, I just think it like I'm wearing the Noble Six helmet. It's like I don't mind it, but I'm like I want it to look like ODST. But now I just unlocked the Reckoning. I think it is the
Yeah.
one from the Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf. You mean the battle pass, or you mean the helmet?
Yeah, in the battle pass, the helmet.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I think it's like I mean, but it's like almost like a ODST helmet, but it's like more pointy. I
yeah,
guess is the way
yeah.
to. It's the one that was on the image, the cover
To be
image.
honest, man, I know I've been playing Halo for a very long time, but I kind of never paid attention to the names of helmets. I just picked what was cool. I mean, Halo 5 had some
I only know.
unicorn looking one that I really liked.
I only know the name of the helmet just because I looked at him yesterday.
Okay, fair enough. But like the one I'm using right now, I saw like a helmet tier list on Twitter earlier today, and I'm like, hey, where's my helmet? Which is like this super cool like Power Rangers style like diamond shape, and it was like F tier
Yeah.
or something, bro. What's wrong with you? This helmet looks amazing. Yeah, it's not super boring classic Spartan helmet. I guess everyone's just boring. Wait, one thing I wanted
Or
to see
you
here.
don't
So
want to
this is the
you don't want
trailer.
to run around with a giant volcano on your head.
Yeah. This is the trailer, and it's using some terminology that I didn't realize. Instead of cross core skins, they use the word multi-use now, which makes more sense
Oh,
because
yeah,
you're not gonna say cross
that
core
makes
armor code weapon coatings, right?
yeah, yeah, that would make sense for the cross court stuff there. Um, the
Oh my god.
what I do like about the other customizations that came out is the flood customizations. I think that's like
Yeah,
the biggest one.
yeah.
Now, I do have a little bit of issue with them because they don't. To me, it doesn't really look as much like flood, like
Mm-hmm.
the typical flood that we all know and love.
Yeah.
Mainly because they have the freaking weird glowing like orange bulbs
Bulbous crap. Yeah.
on them,
Not all
and
of
it's
them do
just
though.
like
Some are more spiky, and some are.
yeah, yeah. Which the spiky ones are fine because that was you saw those uh in the flood forms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like those like pustule like
I guess
bulbs
the pustule
things.
stuff is probably a callback to like the spores. I'm guessing, right? Because those were kind of like that.
Yeah, but I mean they still aren't like really orange, and I don't know. So just like it looks too, it looks too fake because of
I
it.
see what
I'm
you mean.
like it. It just for whatever reason I like look at it and it just doesn't look as natural, like integrated into the armor and stuff as I think it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fair
It
enough.
almost
No,
feels like it was
I know
kind
what
of
you mean.
slapped on top.
Some of them
So
especially. I like the helmet though, the cracked
yeah,
helmet with the visor and the cover.
yes,
That one looks sweet.
yes. That yeah. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them do seem like they're just kind of more like slapped on
Yeah,
top. So
yeah. It kind of
it's
felt like
like mixed feelings for
they were
me.
given a good amount of free reign,
Mhm.
in terms of design. Some people wanted spiky, some people wanted bulbous. According
Yeah.
to a tweet I saw, someone who was, I don't know, head of art or something. He was like, yeah, so I went in, and if it made me like cringe
Oh
and
yeah.
disgust, then I knew they were doing a good job. Like,
Mhm. Yeah. The helmets I think are definitely like pretty cool. Like there's I might get some of those. Like I want to get. I might buy the pack. I might
so
spend the $10 or whatever and buy
that
it.
segues us relatively nicely into something that's currently all the rage again, but shop pricing is once again the focal point of people because they're like, oh, the season's amazing, but the shop prices are so expensive. It's like $20 or $16 and $14 and $12, and
Hmm.
honestly a good amount of money. Like it's not cheap, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like we've already talked about shop prices before, and it's a free to play game. It needs to make money. I mean, if you enjoy
Yeah.
playing the game, right, then just be okay with people buying things that are clearly not worth to you, worth with quotations, the money. But maybe to others they are, right? They play the game a lot. They got $20 to spare. They want their Spartan to look uh, awful and ugly and disgusting, so they choose to spend their $20 on, right? What's it to you? I don't know. It's
The I think though that I, if they lower some of the prices for things, how I always kind of looked at it is like if it's a little bit more bite size in price, then it's going to make me want to spend more because like in another few months they'll get me again with just like oh
yes.
it's
I
only
mean, I've only
$5,
bought a few things
you
from the
know.
store, and they were all under $5 items. right? They were
Yeah.
bite-sized stuff. I'm like, sure. And that led to me buying more credits because I needed it to buy the battle pass. Like,
Yep. Yeah.
um,
I get my battle pass for free.
well,
So
see, okay. What was I gonna
yeah,
say?
yeah. The uh insider stuff. So
Oh, okay, okay, all right,
yeah.
screw you. Wait, but what about the 1,000 credits it gives you? You can just use it whenever you want.
Now I had to use those 1,000 credits for the well, I had to like they basically give our account so we can buy the battle pass
Okay,
as like kind of like a thank you for being part of the program and stuff.
okay, that's cool.
Um, and then like we can only use it to buy the battle pass. Like I think technically we could. I think one time I might have actually used it to buy some other stuff and I wasn't
Oh,
supposed to.
oh,
But
okay, all right.
so but I thought I just like I was like, oh, I have money in my account. I must have unlocked it or whatever and stuff. So I did it, um, but yeah, they just want us to buy the battle pass. And
Okay, all
so,
right, fair enough.
but I still
Um,
spend freaking money on the game.
yeah, straight up. One thing I don't like with the shop pricing is the bundling aspect. If they
Yeah.
unbundled things, I'd pick them up, man. Some of the mythic effects look super cool. I'm not spending $25 just to get that one mythic effect, you know?
Yeah, I there was a helmet that I wanted to get, the security helmet.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I like this helmet. You know, it's kind of callback to Bungie's like marathon game and stuff. So I always
Mm-hmm.
kind of liked it, and um and I was gonna buy it because I was like, oh, it's available for purchase, and then it was in a fucking bundle,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was just like, well, I don't. It's like I would have spent like $5 on this, but I'm not gonna spend, the 20
Exactly.
bucks on it
Exactly. I mean, there was like
because I
that
don't want
super
all the other
cool
stuff.
10 ride kill effect with like the swords and slashing. I'm like, this is super cool. I mean, heck, if it's in the right bundle, I might even spend $10 on it, right? But it was in like a
Hmm.
$20 bundle, and it's like, nah, I'm good.
Or you know what? Let me go the progressive route, like the progressive insurance route. It's just like let me bundle my own stuff and then
That'd be
buy it.
cool. That'd be cool. I'm curious why they're still doing bundles because I feel like they've said before that they didn't want to do bundles anymore. Um, but
Yeah.
maybe they find it makes more money. And end of the day, it is a free to play game that needs to make money to survive,
I
right?
mean, yeah, it so like because I don't know how the model is like split out, but in my mind, it's like if you bundle something, then like obviously there's the value there, but I wonder like they could sell all the items individually and then make some money that way. But then if people want a couple of those items, then they buy a bundle and maybe have a discount essentially. If
If
that'd
they already
be
own part of the bundle,
cheaper,
right?
yeah, if they own part of the bundle, or it would just be cheaper than just buying all the stuff individually.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe do incentives that way. So that way it's like, okay, I see that this is bundled for like $20. And if I were to buy everything separately
Yeah.
or like a few of the items that I really want, um, it would be, closer to like 30
Yep.
or
Like how
something,
Steam does it, right? Steam sometimes if you own some DLC, it'll be like, hey, you own this, this, and this. You only got to pay this much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like that'd be awesome. It's like
Um,
give us a way to buy stuff
yeah,
individually and
like
then
I want to give you
also
money, I just don't want to give you all my money. Right?
yeah, exactly. And it's like I also want them to bring back a lot of the stuff that like when I scroll past down in the helmets or armors or whatever and says currently
Yes. Yeah.
unavailable or available only in season 2, it's like if it's unavailable, get it either
Yeah.
don't show me it or let me have it
Yeah.
like let me buy it.
I do
Like
think they're
I'd be
taking
fine if I had to
steps
pay a little
towards
bit
that
more.
with the operations, right? Because operations are now purchasable after. It wouldn't surprise me if they're like, hey, here's a Tenrai operation with all the Tenrai stuff. You can buy it if you want, and you can go use it. You know, that wouldn't surprise me at all
I would love that.
if they
Like
do
I would
that.
pay for that.
Yeah, yeah. People
Like
missed it. I mean, some
you
really
know,
cool armor in there. So
yeah. It's like yeah. If you allow people to basically go back and buy the stuff that they missed, then people will do that. Like I'll right here, it's like I'll do
yeah,
it.
yeah. So
I'll drop like 20-25 bucks to
speaking of
go
shop
back and
items,
go along with.
the Mark Five, which is up on screen, was shown in the trailers, and people were getting excited about it. It's a kit, which is still pretty cool because you can customize them a little bit, but it is shop only. It's a premium bundle or premium thing only. it's probably going to be at least 1,500 credits. Wouldn't surprise me if it was 2,000. What do you feel about that?
I don't like that it's a kit because it's like I want to be able to customize.
So
Like
they
I
actually
want
did
the
make kits
helmet.
customizable in the game. In the sense that now
Oh,
every kit you can change the visor to whatever you want, and you can change the coding to whatever coding you want.
oh, okay.
So it's
Well, I
not too
mean, like
customizable.
yeah, I was like, I don't,
I mean, the Mark V helmet
maybe I want
is
the
in
helmet
the
or something
it's
like
in
that.
the game. I have it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can't buy it anymore though, because
Oh no!
that's one of the helmets that I looked at. That I was like, oh, I
No!
kind of want
I'm
that,
like, I
but I
already have the
can't
Mark
fucking
V.
get
What are
it
you talking
anymore.
about?
Yeah, yeah, because there's
Oh
some of those
man.
that were like pretty sweet. I'm just like, man, I wish I could have these, but nope, can't. Ah,
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not happy. I'm not like rooting for it. Yay, more shop items. That being said, I really like the game. I love the game. I enjoy playing it, and I want to see them continue supporting it for years, not just months,
yeah,
right? And if the cost of that is, hey, some stuff that you guys think is really cool, we gotta put behind the paywall. Because, I mean, literally, I remember I was
yeah,
on
not
Twitter,
yeah.
and some people were like, they should give everyone. I think Hidden Xperia was like, they should give everyone 1,000 credits a season or something, or 100 credits a week just by doing challenges. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? They're gonna give everyone just 2,000 free credits just for playing the goddamn game on top of the 1,000 credits you get for playing the game, and you have the battle pass. Like,
Yeah,
come on, right? Like, be realistic. If they have to make money, not because they're greedy, but because it's their jobs.
it's a business.
Like, how would you like
Yeah,
it if everyone's like, hey, just don't run any ads ever again, and I don't like your sponsors. Never put any of those. And if you're a patron, turn it off because no one wants to pay money. Like, come on.
yeah, yeah. It's like I used to kind of be in the boat, when I was younger and stuff. Just like, I don't have the money because I'm young and don't have a job.
Yep.
So it's like
Yep.
kind of, and this was a little bit more when loot boxes and stuff were
Oh
a lot
yeah.
more
Oh
predatory.
man.
So it was a little bit different back then.
Oof.
Um,
Some
but
mobile games got me good, man. Some mobile games got me good.
yeah, uh,
But
yeah,
okay, but you were my
and
age, right? So back in like
yeah,
2009, we're in like grade forbidden grade 9, grade 10, or like freshman in high school. And these Halo games come out and they're fun, we're playing, and then map packs come out. And I could never convince my parents to spend more money on a game I already bought. You know?
I I got my kind of way around it a lot was because they usually drop the map packs typically a bit before the holiday season.
Okay.
Um, so uh, I would, well, for me, like my birthday's in spring, and then I have the end of the year too. So I kind of
Ah.
get two of the golden areas
I see what you mean. Okay, so you
of
save up
when
that
I
birthday
can
and
get,
Christmas money.
yeah. So like and a lot of times I'd ask for the Microsoft points at the time, or
Oh,
the
that's smart.
uh
Oh
yeah.
man.
So I would just usually just get that stuff.
Man, for
Like
me,
that
my
was
parents
usually always on my gift cards.
they'd
Or
refuse
always
to
on my
put like the
yeah.
credit card in the games. I'd be like, dang it, I'm
Yeah.
just stuck with this.
Yep. Yep. For me, it was just a shit ton of points. Uh, that's how I got a lot of that stuff.
Okay, all right. We talked a lot about jumping around things. That's going back to the list. So we talked about so really quick, weekly challenges, of which now we have the second one, are all multi-use, which is friggin' awesome, man. It's like motivates me a lot more. Also, at the same time, my friends messaged me something. It's like, hey, this ultimate challenge, they really kind of just gave up making it tough, huh? It's get 3 rocket kills. Like, or skewers. So I mean, if it wasn't easy enough, you can pick a skewer too.
Yeah, that's true.
But so weekly challenges are multi-use, which is cool. Chief is here as a kit. Still, I know the kit kind of sucks, but hey, you're playing as the chief, so I feel like it makes sense. It's all like beaten
Yeah.
up and like has like the scars and stuff too, which is pretty cool. He's in multiplayer, which personally I think is way cooler than the ghost helmet in Reach. I'm just saying. I see a flipping Master Chief in my team or against me, and I'm like, oh damn, this guy's got no life and no soul.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I thought about with the ghost helmets though too. So those things always look cool,
Oh,
but I
they
was
look
always like,
super cool. I just mean in
I
terms
was
of like
like, man, I
prestige
really
level.
want those. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a full, Master Chief is
Yeah.
a lot more recognizable.
And they're
But yeah, it
slowly
was
hitting the complaints where it's like, I want something you can only get by playing. Here, he's got to play for 2,000 hours, but here, You got it.
Yeah. I guess that kind of goes back to what Hidden X-Ray was saying though too.
Mm,
It's just like, reward people for playing
yes.
on the regular. Um, I if I had more incentives like that, like sure, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I think what you'll call it, Apex, I think does it really well.
What did they do as
Um,
the
and,
carrot?
and so you can buy the battle pass and it gives you enough money to buy the next battle pass like Halo does. I think Halo modeled it off of that. I know for the battle pass system and stuff, they looked a lot at Apex and
Okay.
like Fortnite and
Yeah.
stuff like that
Yeah.
too.
Like the successful ones.
Um yeah. And but what Apex also does is they have like the two different kinds of currencies. So they have like crafting materials
Okay.
and then also like coins and stuff. So coins obviously you can buy. Well, I actually have like three different currencies, and because another one's like the really rare like
Like.
materials or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But either way, they have a way for you to, if you play and level up, like say via career rank,
Yeah.
you can unlock your own packs or just random loot boxes and stuff that you can get, open up, and they'll sometimes give you crafting materials. And with the crafting materials, you can use those to craft
Like.
any skin or
Okay.
anything like that. And I think you can even buy new legends with them too. It's a lot more,
That's cool.
but if you play the game enough and like build up all those crafting materials, you get to like craft the things that like either you originally missed out on, or that they added in just through time and stuff like that. So you
Yeah,
can,
that makes sense. I mean, it kind
kind
of
of get
reminds me
all the
of
skins you want.
Overwatch a little bit, where like you could get enough gold at one point that you could buy the skins you want for the characters you want.
Yeah, it's so I think if they did something like that, I think that would be really cool. So like maybe that could be a way for them to make it so if you miss um events and stuff or have like those helmets that are now like unavailable, if you um play the game enough, you unlock crafting materials that allow you to craft that helmet or like
Mm,
craft that
yeah,
blueprint or whatever for the helmet and get it. I think that would be like a really cool way and an incentive for
people would
people
keep
to
playing the
kind
game,
of get back into playing
and a
again.
way to let helmets that you can't get anymore, right? Things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
maybe I'll pitch that to my contacts.
Straight up, right? Like they should do something like that for sure.
Yeah.
Um, okay, that was about still cosmetic stuff. Already talked about Firefight. For the most part, we talked about Forge AI. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if people. I mean, this is against just a few weeks into the thing. Okay. The upcoming Halo 3 Refueled playlist is coming pretty soon, November 14th. So another couple weeks, actually, same day as the. So this is another reason why I don't think we're gonna get Firefight November 14th, is because we're already getting like a big playlist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So they don't want to dilute
Yeah,
either playlist.
yeah. Let me see if I can pick up pull up the image. Do you
But yeah,
Halo?
because I'm guessing that's when all the gamer fuel and stuff is
Yes,
being announced.
yes,
They're coming out too.
yeah. That's when.
I was at the store earlier today and I was like, I should see if it's out yet, and I don't think it
Ooh,
is yet.
it'd be
But
nice. I'm sorry,
definitely
give
gonna
me a
get some.
second. I'm trying to friggin' see if I can find the image of it, because it's a pretty cool image of all the different maps that are coming. But oh my god, screw you, map blocker. Yeah, I know I had it saved somewhere. Dang it.
Uh, yeah, Big Mad Mo. They did say they're turning the events into operations. Um, and if you missed them, you can buy them from the
Mm.
store. Um, I don't know if they're doing that. Are they? Did they confirm that they are doing that for the older ones?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be surprise me. Sorry, it wouldn't be surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they do eventually like do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because like a lot of the stuff that I want is like you can't. It's already out there. So and it's the stuff I want. Um, but yeah, they are turning them into the operations and stuff, which I think is a good move to do for sure. And I really hope that they bring back the old ones.
I think they might have
Uh,
mentioned on Twitter something that they were like looking into it, or like we hear you, things like that. Um, but it definitely,
good
yeah.
because
So okay, so this is the tweet. It's not the super fancy graphic with the giant Mountain Dew logo, but still, it's 8 Halo 3 themed maps, including a Mountain Dew themed map called Critical Dew Point, which looks very very green. I'll tell you that much. What map?
oh yeah,
Is
that's
this the
pretty
pit?
great.
No, no. Anyways, Forge remakes,
Uh,
but honestly, Halo Infinite's Forge looks friggin' incredible. Like,
yeah. Oh, Guardian.
yeah, Guardian's sick. This is
People will be happy about that.
I don't know what this is. Actually, wait, I do. I played this.
Um. Is that
Construct?
construct?
It might be Construct. Yeah,
No.
with the lifts
No.
and stuff. That was Construct, right? With the conveyor belts.
Oh yes. Is that the lift in the back?
I
Oh yeah. That's kind of if that's the giant lift in the back, then yeah, that could be construct. It's hard to tell.
I don't know why it's not full screen, but whatever. And then this is obviously the pit. That looks like the pit. Hey yo, we got it back.
Yeah.
It's like the pit remake of the pit.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet.
And then the other four, which are, this is I think High Ground remake of High Ground, or no, not High Ground. This is sorry, let me go back.
Snowbound? No, not
No, no,
Snowbound.
Snowbound I know isn't coming. Not yet.
I,
Man, I'll find that stupid.
I'm trying to like see what the.
Actually, wait, I see it
It's
here.
kind of hard to tell because it's like even smaller.
Yeah, straight up, right? All right. So Cliffside, reimagination of Blackout.
Blackout, okay,
That one
which was
was
a
Construct.
reimagining of Lockout.
Yeah, straight up, right? Like what the heck? And Sylvanas reimagination of Guardian, of course. This one is High Ground, reimagination of High Ground. High Ground is fun. I really liked High Ground, so I think I'm gonna have fun.
I was starting to make a kind of a reimagination of High Ground with my friend Max, but he or like we kind of like with me and stuff that he got busy and then we kind of didn't go back to it. And so it kind of got shelved for a while, but we didn't go back to it. Just our lives got so busy.
This one is actually everyone knows this one. Oh, I didn't even realize they were doing this. Oh, that's cool. We should add this to the HCF.
Which one is that one?
This is Narrows.
Oh, okay.
With all the Halo 3 pro clips.
Yes.
All on this map.
Okay. Yep. I can see it now.
Yeah.
Narrows was a fun map.
Narrows was a fun map. And then the last one is Isolation. Remake of Isolation.
Nice. That, you know what, that fits for the flood stuff coming out.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Cosmetics. So,
but overall, it's going pretty cool. So some people are saying like, "Oh, I hope the playlist is classic too, like no sprinting and stuff." Bro, if you actually want to play Halo 3, go play Halo 3. It's right there for you.
Yeah, go to MCC. Yeah,
it's right there. Go open it up and play it. I want to play these game map modes, but I still want to play Infinite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, either way, even if there's no sprinting, I still have fun. But still, you know. Okay, so that's also coming number 14 with a new marketing campaign. The G Fuel's coming back, which kind of leads us into our next topic of, and technically, I realize now the topic of the friggin' episode, Halo is back, right? That was our bold claim, my bold claim. I kind of just made it.
Yeah.
That was my bold claim with this episode title, our clickbait title per se. Is it true? Is Halo back?
Yeah, I think it is.
Objection. Define back.
Yeah. It's definitely more present. I think we talked about this before. Like, I think it was beginning of season 4, was it? Whenever they brought out Infection, which I think was season 4.
Yeah.
That's kind of when we talked to about how we feel like new life is being breathed into Halo Infinite, and so it does seem like it's kind of back. It feels like it's there's definitely a lot more than what we launched with, and it's starting to feel a lot more like Halo again. You know, especially with like Firefight coming out. People doing stuff with the AI Forge, and now with Infection and
Yeah,
everything
and
too.
people are talking about the
Uh,
game a lot, right?
yeah, they brought back Extraction, which was a mode that I liked in Halo 4. Got to play a little bit of that yesterday. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, you
So,
actually got to play Extraction, right?
yep, yep. And and like I thought it was different than what I was mentioning. Like maybe someone in the chat might know the mode I'm thinking of, but in Halo 4, I swear there was a mode that like you were able to carry around something that some kind of like big device sort of thing. I thought it was,
It's
you
probably
know, it was almost
Extraction.
like a
I mean,
laser.
they always put their own spin on it with Infinite, with a lot of their modes. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, and so I always thought it was distraction because I thought you could like carry around something that you can plant down, or once you like picked it up or whatever, you can use it as like a weapon, like a giant laser or something like that.
Hmm.
I I thought it was extraction,
Yeah.
but
Extraction's in. People are talking about it. So up on the screen, I have the Infinite Steam numbers, which, yes, I know I've been on record saying many times they don't mean too much. A lot of people are playing other places, and I still agree with that. They don't mean too much. What they do, or what they are useful for, is showing growth or stagnation, though. I want to say. Um,
yeah,
and in this case, if you look at this little swirly thing, it's like, hey, it's pretty good. Up, down, up, up, down. Nothing too drastic, right? Then you switch to a month, and it's like, whoa, okay. So that's what Infinite was on PC at the end of Season 4. And not just end of Season 4, if you go back, even the beginning of Season 4. So it's not just that it's a new season, right? Because Season 4 was a pretty good season, too. It's that
oh
Season
wow,
5 has enough momentum with the new things being added and the advertising and the talking and the videos and everything that it actually brought a pretty good surge in popularity,
yeah.
which we haven't seen for a very long time,
No,
right?
nope. Looking at that graph, like, no.
Yeah.
Is
Uh,
it?
this
Is
bump
that going back to when it launched?
This jump here is February 27, 23, 1 year. That's I think that's the launch of season 3, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, season 3, and then this is season 4-ish, and now season 5. I have to double check, but I think so. And then if you go back the whole year, the last time it had this many players or more than this many players was February 2022 or so. Yeah, it did amazing when it first released. I know, but it's a campaign and it was free to play, and everyone was talking about it. And COD and Battlefield kind of crapped the bed at that time.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just the mic moving around, XNS90, but but overall, how do give me 1 second. It
That's
kind
it.
of feels
I
like
know
more people are playing it,
I
right?
smacked the table earlier.
Give me 1 second. I'm just pulling up the other chart, the chart I use a little more often, the chart I've been using for a while with Halo Infinite, which is the Xbox most played charts, right? Sorry for constantly switching back and forth. I forgot to remove my bookmarks and a bunch of stuff there. Anyways, so this is USA, right? Because for the most part, that's the main place. You got top 5, top 10, and then right there, Infinite squeezes into the top 15. What's funny is,
GTA 5.
yeah,
It might go.
it's
Which
always
call
there.
back to the pre-show.
God. But it was actually 16th yesterday. So it moved up a slot. So it's still kind of going up. I personally think it'll still go up to like 12 or so, especially with Firefight when that eventually releases. But overall, Infinite is doing well. And I'm sure 343 is happy. I'm sure people are buying things because I've seen people with flood customization already.
No, I almost bought them. I
Yeah.
was like, nah, I gotta save my money right now.
Yeah, you're moving it into a new house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was a question asked in the main podcast. Um, by Rand. Also, speaking of, when Rand joined the main podcast, he's like, Infinite was always chilling by the low 30s. It is not low 30s. In fact, I don't think it's ever dropped even to 30 in US. I check every goddamn week. Right, the lowest it was like 28, 29 or something. Maybe 31 in one off week during its whole thing. All right. But on Xbox, it's always held a steady population in the States. That being out of the way, the question he asked was, is this sustainable? Do you think a year from now you see Infinite at the same 15th place at 15,000, 16,000 people playing peak every day on Steam? Do you think it'll be less? Do you think it'll be more? What do you think?
I mean, I would hope that I would get more. I mean, because like when you think about it, 15,000 people playing every day on Steam. That is like, I mean, that's not a lot of people.
It's not, but it is Steam. I mean, I remember when we had the API stuff. Even when Steam was at like 5-6K, it was like peak was like 200K or something like that.
Yeah,
You know, people played it today. Sorry.
yeah, and it was kind of definitely Halo's more of a console like targeted thing. So theoretically there'd be more people on
Yeah.
console,
Yeah.
but Steam is also like the biggest PC client, and
Yeah.
it is the reason why it being such a big PC client is why um the studio went to go with Steam,
Mm,
because like I think I remember them talking about it at like an all hands, that they're like,
mm.
listen, like, yeah, we have the Microsoft Store and everything, but PC is kind of where
When
everyone gets their games. So
Steam.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, or Steam, yeah,
Yeah.
is like where everyone gets their games. So it's like you kind of got to go into that market and be available on there, so that way people, it reaches a larger audience. So the fact that it is only 15,000, I don't know. I don't think it's that much more uh on the Xbox or on the Game Pass
You mean the app
computer
on PC?
for sure. Yeah.
And
Like
not at this
I don't,
point. I mean, I figured in the past maybe when people had it installed for the campaign, but these days, if
yeah.
you're playing Infinite, you're just installing it through Steam, right?
Yeah, cuz that's usually, if like my friends for example are big in the Steam.
Mm-hmm.
They're big PC players and stuff like that. So if like someone like me is going to get it, um I'm going to get it through Steam. Though I think I still have it. I think I have it on Game Pass though, because I got it for free because I
Yeah.
worked at the studio and stuff. So I managed to get it for free. But but yeah, I don't know. So I guess all that to say, I hope they go up.
Yeah.
I think with all the new stuff that they're pushing out, especially with Firefight and everything like that, and all the other stuff that they probably have planned. Um, I I can't think of what else would kind of top Firefight. And I guess if they were to do a battle royale, but I think that's what Tachanka Aarsal is supposed to be. So
Yeah, you're right.
unless
Firefight's
they,
kind of like the last big bullet that we know of. I
mhm.
guess maybe like an official Forge playlist of like PvE stuff would probably move the needle a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Um,
I guess yeah, a lot more stuff into the UGC side of it.
yeah,
Maybe that'll help it. So
maybe some
so
wacky
I'm hoping.
weapons or vehicles.
Yeah, there is a bunch of content that they could start adding that I think might be some stuff that they will be adding eventually, is
Yeah,
like a bunch of like cut content, because like in game development and stuff, a lot of things get cut, and a lot of times some of those do actually make it pretty far. So like there's vehicles and weapons that got cut that
yeah,
were nearly finished, and all they need is kind of a nice, a little bit of TLC, and popped back into the game. So
yeah,
like people have already found a lot of stuff in the files too.
yeah,
So I guess like they could do some big drops like that. Um, uh, but yeah, other than big bullets, I can't think of
yeah.
anything
No,
else.
Firefight really is. I feel like it's not gonna go down a lot. How do I phrase this? So 18K peak, I think might be the peak for a little while on Steam. I think it'll drop down to like 13, 12K, but it'll stay there, which I'm sure 343, if not happy, is like okay with, because it was at like
Yeah,
4.5 before this, right? So that's like a doubling of the daily peak,
yeah,
which is still a considerable amount. I think in terms of Xbox's charts, it's always kind of iffy, that chart, because it doesn't even tell you how many people, it's what people are playing the most, right? So
yeah,
technically more people could have played the game, but because they finish their challenges in an hour, they're done with it for the week and they move on to something
hmm,
else, right? And Xbox also has Game Pass games releasing, and they constantly push things out of the top 20, top 15 list regularly. But overall, I think it's here to stay now. I think they found their cadence of updates. I think season
hmm,
4 had actually already found that, but it didn't have the big word of mouth and official push. When
yeah,
season 5 was coming out, we had videos from Kotaku, from IGN, things like that, right? Things we hadn't seen in since launch, really, right,
yeah,
of the game. We have the new Mountain Dew marketing coming out where they're clearly putting money into this, right? Yes, yes, Halo wasn't at the recent um spotlight on the giant thing in Vegas, right? People are like, "Oh my God, Halo's not there; it's over," and it's like, no, don't worry, it's doesn't mean that much.
On
The dome or whatever
the
it's called.
I saw Halo on there.
Was it the
Yeah.
clip I saw?
The
The ad I saw they play was only Hellblade, Cyber. No, sorry, not in the dome. My bad, my bad. You're right. It wasn't the dome. It in the recent ad they released campaign,
Oh, okay.
the Power Your Dreams ad, which is like Cyberpunk, Hellblade, that kind of stuff. Yes, Halo wasn't
Ah,
there. It's okay. Halo's still plastered everywhere in every friggin'
yeah.
Xbox marketing stuff. It's not like Gears, which is not even in the picture of the
No.
the welcome to the
And,
ABK family.
and the thing is too, like for some of the those trailers and stuff too, they're trying to probably push stuff that like I mean, Halo is a big thing, but it is free to play. Like you can
Yeah.
try to get people
Yep.
with the campaign and stuff, but you're gonna try to push some of the other stuff where it's
Stuff that
like
would encourage people
people
to
kind of
subscribe to Game Pass or pay money,
yeah,
right?
and like yeah, the stuff they kind of have to buy and stuff in order to do.
Yep.
So that could be a complete marketing move
Yeah.
of why it's not in
Yeah.
there.
But okay, fine, I took that wraith out. Goddamn thing. What was I gonna say? I was rushing it, and I'm like, I got you, and then my boost ended the second before I got to it. I'm like, damn it.
Well, while you're thinking of it, that dome though,
Yeah.
the Las Vegas dome thing, like that thing is fucking awesome. But like when I saw the
Yeah.
video of
Yeah.
the Xbox thing on there, I was amazed. I was like, that looks awesome.
It's super cool, and I've looked into some YouTube videos in terms of how what's gonna be like inside it and like the events and stuff. It looks really
Yeah,
cool. Like I
yeah.
will visit
So
the
I
dome
want to
for
fucking go there.
yeah,
Yeah,
straight up.
that's like a new wonder of the world right there.
Well, apparently they want to make one in UK too, but
Oh,
okay, moving on because wow, it's already been an hour and a half.
yeah.
That flew
There's a
by.
lot to go over.
Yeah, Jesus. All right. So we talked about Halo, the numbers, any other stuff we're missing in terms of Halo news, in terms of season 5, in terms of things like that.
Bandit Evo
Yes,
is like,
Bandit Evo. So you've used it a
yeah,
bit now, right?
yeah, yeah. I liked it because um the DMR and stuff I always kind of liked, but the BR was always found a place in my heart. So
Hmm.
so I use the Bandit. I'm not the best with it. Also like I'm just now starting to get back into playing a little bit more regularly.
Hmm.
So like uh so I'm still using the AR because the AR is like I don't have to be as accurate with.
Yes, yes, fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
uh so with the Bandit though, I don't know, I thought it was like pretty good. Reminded me of some of the stuff in the pre-release
Yeah,
days.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I've talked my heart about with Bandit. I love the damn thing. I think it feels amazing. It's got me playing ranked, which I didn't play at all last season. And I want it to be the starting weapon in every friggin' playlist in the game. Like Bandit Evo specifically, especially Big Team Battle. I get it, Bandit's fine. Evo's way better. Um,
the Mangler too.
yes,
That
Mangler's back.
uh,
Woo!
I tried using it in some of our matches on the
Prism?
I no, the other one.
Forbidden,
I
forbidden. Okay,
can
okay, all
forbid.
right,
I
all
can
right.
never remember that damn name. I tried using it on there, and I was just like, because I was always constantly like uh getting shot across the map or whatever. I was never able to get close or get good sight lines on people because with that one too, long range, you kind of have to
Yeah.
lead that
Oh,
thing.
big time lead it.
So yeah, so it's like I wasn't landing anything with it. I think I landed like one shot with it, and I was just like, I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna break their shields because I
Mm,
thought it was a, one shot and then melee to
yeah.
kill. So I would expect it to like break shields and then
Oh, you mean the thing?
burn
No,
them
no. You
up.
need to hit twice to break the shields, and then third shots that has to be a
Oh,
headshot.
ah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I yeah didn't use it successful to really get
All
a
right,
good
fair enough.
read on it.
Other than that, season 5 news. I mean, they're constantly up on Twitter. There's actually a hotfix coming this Thursday. addressing some of the
Okay.
common concerns, like Armory taking a while to load in, which actually I noticed too. Some
Hmm.
forge bugs which are happening because I'm sure there's a lot of forge
Yeah,
bugs.
there's yeah, especially with AI, and there's always forge bugs
Yeah, some
every time they release a new thing.
some extraction stuff is bugged. Like you can put the thing in a place where no one can get to. So it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
fun.
But yeah, things. That's it for that. And now we go to the part of our show where we thank the Patreons. Right. And oh, I forgot to have that too. Nice. Ooh, fancy. Anyways, we thank the patrons
Mhm.
for supporting XboxEra. And to be honest, here in this show, patrons, yeah, you're cool and all, but who I really want to thank is you guys watching, you guys chatting, you guys commenting, talking to us on the Discord, which we're very active, talking to us on the forum, which I'm not very active, but others are, and just all around being part of the Xbox Era community, Halo Era community. That I don't want to say Era community, but you know what I mean. The the community
Yeah,
built around this channel, as we would not be where we are without you guys. Like, how do I phrase it?
it'd just be the both of us just
Yep,
chatting to each other, and it's like,
that's
wow, that
it.
could be fun.
That's it. I mean,
It's
heck,
not as fun with having an
it
audience.
was the first time I streamed. Ooh, I had a good grenade there. The first time I streamed on YouTube was yesterday, right? And I was so used to only 3 or 4 people watching us on Twitch that I didn't
Mhm.
even realize we weren't live because there's only 3 or 4 people waiting for the video. I thought that was just people watching. And then I pushed us live and it was solid like 15 or 12 the entire time. I'm like, oh, wow. All right, okay. You guys want to see us just shoot around and screw around and not be good at the game. I think I had like 0 kills one game. But
Oh, I had 0 kills
yeah,
the one game on Forbidden.
it was
I
such a bad
so
game
I
for
could
me.
not fucking uh I I remember going partway through it, and you were like, I think you had like 4 kills or something. Like you're apologizing to Anvil, just like, yeah, sorry, dude, I'm like bringing it down. And just like, I'm like, dude, you don't have to like apologize. I'm the one that has 0 and 12 because I can't land a fucking shot.
Oh my god. But yeah, thank you very much to our patrons. And we have some community. So we do have the lore segment, but I kind of want to take a break on it this week because we're going a little long, and I think it needs some fine
Yeah, we
tuning.
were
You know,
yeah.
and probably 3 people
Uh
to really.
Yeah, 3 people would probably be definitely better for
Yeah,
it. But the fact is that we were going a little bit longer, not as long as we've been doing pretty well at keeping it at like an hour and a
yeah,
half
yeah. We
and
have.
stuff. So we have been doing pretty well there. Uh,
So
so yeah,
for those who don't
which
know,
is good.
every time we're on, we'll answer questions. Generally it's from the forums where there's a thread, which I know is still the old name. We gotta work on it. Maybe this weekend I'll look into
Yeah,
it. Either renaming it or making a new thread, a new one probably, where you can ask us
yeah.
questions, anything you want to ask us, and if it's not Halo related, hey, feel free. If you ask us, we gotta answer, right? But you can also ask us on Twitter when we post the thing. Anyways, enough about that. So we actually have, I think, a pretty long as that question from good old Collingwood 15 days ago because I missed it in the episode it was where it was me and Nick, and then I didn't want to do it when Nick wasn't on for most of the episode, so I'm doing it now. So good old Collingwood. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it up on the screen so others can read it too because it's friggin' huge.
Yeah, while he's pulling that up, you can ask questions on our Twitter, which by the way, HaloEra, HaloEra underscore is our at for the Twitter, and it's at
Speaking of,
117 or 117 followers. So
yeah, heck
yeah,
yeah.
yay!
If anyone wants to
Oh,
change that, feel
that's a
free to
long
follow us.
one.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, change it in the positive direction.
yes, please. What was I gonna say? God dang it. Yeah, the underscore. I think I might try to get rid of that soon. I wanted to build up a little bit more episodes, more brand stuff, blah blah blah. Anyways, okay. Good old Collingwood. Hello, Halo followers. I'm not sure if that's an insult or not. A rather controversial question for the podcast. Ooh, controversial. So the
Oh,
bigger gaming news
spicy.
lately has been the failure of live service games to prosper. Some games such as Fortnite, Destiny 2, they're going through a pretty rough patch. Others such as Babylon's Fall or Marvel's Avengers shuttered after only a short time alive. Yet even others are still yet to launch and are getting an attempted makeover. Suicide Squad, Factions. Dude, Factions is definitely done. Man, that thing is canceled, man. Or canceled, Hyenas and Factions. The ones that have been announced don't appear to have much of a future, such as Sony's upcoming live-action game spot. I guess it's a spicy question. All right.
Yeah, it is.
So when Halo Infinite launched, it initially had a pretty good reception, but the 12 months that came after were months to forget. Little or no activity, what was there was not up to scratch, shedding of jobs and rearrangement of managerial positions, and so on. All of this added up to a company that had apparently lost focus and were due for the scrap heap. Now, however, with Season 5, Halo Infinite is probably the best it's ever been. Praises come from all quarters and interest is at an all-time high, which begs the question, did Halo Infinite launch at the right time after all? Many critics have said that Infinite should have been delayed further so it could launch feature complete. If that was the case, Infinite would have launched at a time where the public was turning away from live service games. Could it be that Infinite would launch at a time where live service wasn't so much a bad word and slowly build up its stock and reputation? Oh, okay, sorry, rephrasing that. Could it be that Halo Infinite launched at a time where the live service wasn't such a bad word, and it was given the time to build up its reputation, to a state where, once the fall of live service games was coming, Infinite was buttressed, pretty sure it's buttressed, either way, enough to weather that storm? It's a really interesting question, actually.
Yeah, a lot there.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you,
I
Kuroko.
know I was, I know I was one of the critics that was saying that
They should delay it.
it should have been, yeah, delayed. I mean, originally I wanted them to release it when it was, so that way I could have been at the launch party.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But they and them delaying it though, I was bitter about that.
Mm,
But even when it was delayed and still came out, and or let me rephrase, when I found out that they were delaying Forge,
yeah.
and a
Uh,
lot of the UGC stuff, I was like, they should have just delayed the game until then,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
kept on building it. So I still think that if it would have been delayed and launched, then we wouldn't have had those like 12 months of basically
Yep. Yep.
forgetfulness. Um, and I don't know. I guess I didn't really see that there was like a lull in the like lives as a service thing.
Mm, I'm guessing not
I
that
guess
many people noticed how bare bones the live service aspect of the game was.
yeah. So I think that if it would have launched, it would have been a very anticipated game. So people obviously still would have been, it still would have been a big launch, and I think that would have carried it through that the so-called like uh live service
Mm,
you know
like
uh
the
valley
yeah, yeah,
that games were going through. Um so I don't know. Uh, yeah, so I think yeah,
yeah.
that's where I'll end
It's
it.
what's interesting is so for a long time I was adamantly in the group of I don't think it should have been delayed because for me I friggin' even though it had the 6 month long seasons and all that stuff, Halo Infinite was my most played game in 2022 by far. Like I had
Mhm.
it was the first time I played a Halo game online that much. I got super into it. I put it at second on my like game of the year list because like I just played it that much. That and I personally thought the campaign wouldn't have aged well in like a post Elden Ring, post other game world. But then like looking back on it after and after Forge released, I'm like after replaying the campaign actually in co-op, I was like, nah, this thing still holds up really well. Like even after I played Elden Ring, even after I played Tears of Breath of the Wild, you know. But now Collingwood's got me thinking again, where it's he's not wrong in the sense that Infinite was given that time under the hood in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like not under the hood, sorry, how do I phrase it? Where they kind of hunkered their heads down, people stopped paying attention, other than the occasional every 2-3 month. Oh, where's Halo? What happened
Yeah,
to Halo? How'd they buff for Halo?
yeah, they kind of needed to go through the rough
Yeah,
patch to kind of get a kick in the ass and sort things
yeah.
out.
And
So
then the
yeah, I guess I can see that.
and the
Okay.
question always is would they have fixed or would they have even known what to fix even
Mhm.
if they delayed it 2 years, right? What if it releases 2 years and it has a horrible monetization system or other things or the god awful challenge system and things like that, right? Things that took months, quite a
Yeah,
while to fix through and people to, to
yeah, all the
yeah,
feedback and stuff.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
it's always a what if question. It's hard to ascertain any real answer.
yeah, yeah. It's hard to get a, any like realistic sense of what would have happened because once again, yeah, it's a what if. Um, so yeah, maybe they needed to go through all the rough patches and stuff, but
Yeah.
then again, maybe if they didn't, maybe like
The
uh
campaign team.
I guess the other end of it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe the campaign team would still be here, and we would
Yep.
be getting
Yep.
like
I mean,
another expansion onto the campaign,
yeah.
like
Yeah, you're
was
right.
originally
I mean,
planned.
I guess in a way that's kind of bad luck. But it's also not because
Mhm,
it's of their own making in the sense of the live service not being up to snuff, right?
mhm.
But then I guess the other question is there any guarantee 343 would be spared from layoffs just because they haven't released a game, right? From what I heard,
Yeah,
Coalition had some
I
layoffs too, even though they hadn't released a game. Like,
yeah. Well, no one knows what's up with the coalition right now, though.
mm,
Like they could have maybe those layoffs are an indication that they don't really have anything
yeah,
uh like yeah, because they nothing was announced for
no,
them,
no,
right?
nothing. All we know is that they're working
Okay,
on the
I didn't think
next
so.
Gears title. I think we know that officially, and then the rumors of a new IP, which
Okay,
was apparently canceled, but apparently that wasn't the new thing. Who knows?
yeah.
It's all rumors.
So, but I think that 343 probably could have weathered the layoffs if they didn't release the game
Yeah,
because Microsoft knew that they would need to get that game out and make it land.
yeah.
So
But then
with it
also
being
the
only a
other
year off,
question is,
who
would we
knows?
have gotten Pierre as head of the studio if Infinite was
Yeah, that's
released?
true.
Right?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I
I mean,
because I feel like
all what ifs.
yeah,
It's
it's like you can go down so many different rabbit holes because like you know one might think that Bonnie Ross was already going to be leaving
yeah,
the studio around
yeah,
that time, and it wasn't really part of the you know maybe she did know that the layoffs were coming,
mm-hmm,
and then that's why she kind of decided to dip before that,
yeah,
or maybe it was
yeah.
just like she felt that it was her time to go. But then again, if the game didn't launch, then
Maybe she
you
sticks
know,
with it, right, until
yeah,
release.
she
Yeah,
would have stuck with it,
yeah,
and then maybe today's news would have been us talking about Bonnie leaving.
yeah. You're right.
Who knows?
Yeah. So I feel like good on Collingwood. The answer to the question, did Halo Infinite launch at the right time after all, is to be determined. If let's say a year or 2 years from now it's doing really flipping well, then yeah, I'd say sure it launched at the right time. Let's say a year,
Yeah,
2 years from now the numbers don't go up and the game dies and they move on, then I'd say no, it would have probably lived longer if they delayed it a year or two.
yeah, yeah. I think that's a fair point.
Okay, all right. Next question. And actually, technically, we have two questions from Anorexic. Or no,
Oh,
two questions
nice.
from Go to Collingwood. Anyway, so okay, Anorexic. The question I was going to ask was very similar to Go to Collingwood's, but instead he'd have asked if Tatanka, the Battle Royale, should have been released when there's um, like a BR fatigue, which there kind of is. So here's the new one for the next episode. Should 343 consider proximity chat for the PvE modes? I'm sure there are PvP proximity chat headaches they'd rather not deal with, but I can imagine that being greatly reduced for PvE modes where players play cooperatively. You'd think so, but anyways. From a game design perspective, this communication that leverages positional audio adds to the feel of an active battleground. Party chat doesn't
Yeah,
cut it. Thematically, unless audio filters were included so that players sounded like they were speaking wearing Spartan helmets, that'd be cool. Hearing your team with
yeah,
positional
that'd be
audio
cool.
would be a pretty
I'm so,
immersive experience. That's interesting. I didn't consider the positional audio aspect of proximity
mhm.
chat.
Yeah, that's what some I always enjoyed it. Because that was something in Halo 2 that was pretty big in Halo 2 was proximity chat. I mean, actually in a lot of games back
Mm,
then
yeah,
was
yeah,
proximity chat, and that was always fun. Because you can kind of hear people coming, and they would you just start off soft and then get louder, and you able to tell where people were. It
yeah.
was pretty fun, and I still like watching. I think there's I think Call of Duty. Uh, you can the Warzone. You can do proximity chat, and those videos are
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yep.
like you
Making fun of
find
kids
like
and stuff.
five guys in a closet like singing and stuff, and it's just like what the fuck's going on here? Like it
Yeah, no,
makes
you're
for
right.
some pretty gold content.
Yep.
So I would love for them to bring it in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a new feature. I never really say no to new features.
Mhm.
Or even like an easier way to. I guess I was gonna say an easier way to join like Fireteam chat, but it's already there. It's super easy. You just don't have it disabled.
Yeah.
Um, because playing some PVE stuff, it'd be kind of cool if I could speak with the guys playing, right? But you also need
Yeah.
content that's like harder than 2 minutes to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be pretty fun. Okay, next question is me.
What? Well, I said, wasn't that What did they talk about Sun Tachanka as well in
So
there?
basically, they were saying the question they were thinking of asking was, should Tatanka be released when there's a battle royale fatigue?
Oh,
Right.
that's still a decent question, I think. Like we, I think, I think it should. I mean, like I know a long time ago, even when the rumors were there, and even when we were talking about the studio, people are like, kind of thinking like, why we're late to the game, and
Mm,
I think it was even realized at the studio like that we're going to be kind of late to the game, but the hope is that um it's different and unique enough
yeah.
that people will still play
Yeah.
it, and I think that no matter when they launch it, people are still going to play it, and I think it'll hopefully be a pretty big hit. People have been wanting one for a long time, so even if there is the fatigue, the fact that it would be in the Halo universe and stuff,
Yeah.
like
And
you know,
play like Halo, have Halo guns, things like that.
yeah,
And it's like, even if there's fatigue for certain things, right? Like there's an open world fatigue before Elden Ring, even before Elden Ring came up, right?
yeah,
The game's good enough; it breaks through that fatigue. It really
hmm
shines out of it. Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage. There's a huge Assassin's Creed fatigue. Yes, it's different, I know, but it is still very much the modern Assassin's Creed in many ways. It did really well, right? People
hmm
were like, "Yeah, cheaper game, let's do it."
yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely not an immediate no. Um, okay, last question. Good old Collingwood. Hello, Halo followers. Back in the dark days, when rumors swirled around, it had been reported that 343 Industries were looking to move to Unreal Engine 5.
Oh
This was at
gosh,
a time
this.
where there were alleged reports of a difficult birth of the new Slipspace engine, where developers saying it was hard to use and on board. With Season 5, is there any need to change engines? Good old
No,
Collingwood. No, right now the answer is
no,
no.
no. It's I know I've answered this before. So to address some of those rumors and stuff again, it's like, and obviously it's not an official answer because I don't
Mm-hmm.
represent the studio and stuff anymore, but um the Halo or the Unreal Engine 5 rumors were back when they were looking at, it was before Slipspace, before they decided to go to Slipspace. It was, I think, only like maybe 6 months that they were looking at it, and this was not long after Halo 5. They were planning on doing a Halo 5.5, and some of
Interesting.
the talk was, yeah, some of the talk was to um, possibly move to Unreal to so that way they can kind of get rid of some of the old code and
Mm.
maybe like update some things. But it never felt that, from all the stuff I heard at the studio, is it never felt like Halo. It's like they couldn't really
Mm.
get Unreal 5 or Unreal Engine,
Four
whatever
probably
one
at
it
the
was.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Scene 4 at the time. They can never get it to feel like Halo. It's like, oh, I mean, there would be ways to possibly do it because you still do a lot. And I think people have like, made some like
Yeah,
Halo
yeah. There's some
clones and
Halo
stuff like
like
that. And
knockoffs in a way or samples, things like
yeah,
that.
so it's like there, it's possible, but it doesn't, it didn't have, I guess, the feel that they were looking for. At the time, it was going to be probably a little bit different, and probably a little bit closer to what Halo 5 is instead of a uh, spiritual reboot.
Yeah.
Um, so that's why they went to Slipspace though, because they're like, let's make our own new engine. Let's get away from Blam. Because another thing is like people keep on thinking that this new engine has a bunch of Blam code in it. It doesn't. They gutted a lot of that. I think they built a majority of the stuff from the ground up, which is
Mm.
why things are a little bit different. Because they need to try to replicate stuff that Blam engine could do,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why the Blam engine was around for so long, is because it did things that
Other engines couldn't do.
was just, yeah, the other engines couldn't do, and it had that feel, and it was just kind of very hard to replicate. So they never. So some of the stuff's there, but a lot of it got removed.
It's interesting hearing stuff like this because leading up to the launch of the game and after release things like that, all we heard was from people stuff like engines giving them a lot of trouble and like this isn't working, this and that. And it's like if it was working, if it wasn't working at all, right, or as badly as you guys think it is, they wouldn't make a game that plays as well as it friggin' does. Like,
Yeah, it was tough. Like my first job there at the studio was testing the engine,
mm,
like testing all the tools and stuff. Like I tested all the different parts of the engine, to make sure that designers could do their jobs. Um, so like I would test the AI, the map creation tools. There were a lot of bugs. There were a lot of bugs because it was a brand new
yeah,
engine and they're trying to
yeah,
like iterate on it fast. So um, so it was a headache and kind of annoying to work on, but that's making a new engine. It's not going to be perfect right off the
yeah,
bat,
yeah.
especially when you try to do a shit ton of stuff in it. Like it, it's going to be there's going to be some difficulty.
You know, Unreal Engine 5, right? During the time of these rumors, it was held as like the silver bullet, this magical thing that so many studios are switching over to. There's something like 10
Hmm.
Xbox studios are using it. Everyone is really excited. That's the future. The future. Now, it's 2023, October. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 games release that are built up from the ground on the Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, guys, they're not super well done, super well optimized. I mean, you have
Well,
Immortals of Avium, which in my playthrough on Xbox I had almost no bugs, but it looked like Vaseline. I think it's rendering
I've
out like
been wanting to play it.
really
I've been
fun
wanting
game,
to play that one.
really fun game. If you get a chance to
Okay.
buy it on sale, definitely. But
Okay.
it was like 900p or something, which I didn't know at the time. But after I saw the Digital Foundry video, I'm like, that's why it looks like friggin' Vaseline and super blurry. But it was smooth. It was 60 FPS throughout. And then Lords of the Fallen, which looked really cool, also rendering at like 720p or something, and it's pretty buggy on consoles. Remnant 2, which was also rendering at a really low resolution. Like, Unreal Engine 5 turns out it's not this super magical device that's gonna fix everything. Right? Maybe not until
Yeah,
the coalition at least knocks something out. Like,
yeah, it has some new bells and whistles, but
yeah.
like, I mean, typically when new technology first come out, it's not always the best.
Mm.
There's still things to be worked out.
And people are
And,
like,
and yet the thing, those those studios that have been working on it were working on early versions of it,
yep.
and
Mm.
like, so a lot of that stuff, they probably helped develop
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
because that's
Yeah.
what a lot of these studios do. So the first few games, yeah, aren't going to be huge into it.
Hmm. I mean, the game that did release and that's doing really well with it is obviously Fortnite, but it's made by the makers of the engine. Like, come on.
Yeah,
For
but
when I was
I,
thinking,
I was gonna say,
yeah, go ahead.
well, now with all the controversy too with Unreal,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, with
Unity.
them wanting to charge. Oh, it was
That was
Unity that
Unity.
was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
Unreal, if
Okay,
anything, took
never mind.
advantage. They're like, hey, indie creators, our fees are pretty nice. Come
Ah, that's right. Okay, yeah, I was thinking that might have been.
on.
Yeah,
But
Unity. Shame.
on this show, dozens and dozens of episodes before, I was saying, if they need to switch to Unreal to get the content cadence to a point where they can release things at a quicker pace, then do it. Right? If there's a studio I trust to make a game feel good in Unreal, or to make a good playing Halo in a different engine, it's 343. But with season 3, 4, and now 5 having a good amount of content at a regular pace, and not just a good, now a really goddamn good amount of content, they don't
Hmm.
need Unreal anymore, right?
No,
They found that
that
pacing.
and a lot of that went from, because even when the game was launched, they continued to develop the engine and they
Mm,
still like make improvements and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. So um which now, like, they have a lot more of those tools that's
yeah,
just like, hey, we like have all this stuff made, like, oh, we can do better procedural generation, maybe different scaling, whatever it may be. And if they were to switch to Unreal 5, even if they were to started making that change,
yeah,
like say a year or two ago, they need to rebuild all those tools.
yeah.
So it's like, why would you go from something that you have a pretty decent foundation in now? A lot of people know it. They already designed it to be like Unreal
Mm,
Engine and Blender. Um, so why like take all that extra time to develop all these tools for an engine that, yeah, a lot of people might know how to use, but then again, it's just a lot more time and resources spent.
yeah, no. Also, Forge, it's clearly the backbone of Infinite as it gets bigger
Hmm.
and bigger. If switching to a new engine means it doesn't translate one to one or whatnot, then like, cut, completely
Yeah.
cut, you know. But yeah, okay,
Mhm.
that's the questions. I believe that's the last ones. For anyone still watching, if you want to ask us questions for the next show, which will probably be in 2 weeks, I imagine.
Yes, because next week I think we'll do a community
Yeah,
stream.
yeah, because people want to play Halo
Um,
too, so we'll do a community. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll try to get that in there, and then the week after it'll be a stream or a
So for anyone
podcast.
watching and you guys want to play with us when we play, just join our Discord, which is just Discord/XboxEra, or whatever the heck the invite link is. Um, join us up there. If you see us on in the voice chat, community channel voice chat, just join in. You can add in our games. We usually play at around the time the podcast goes live in the week it's not live. So a week from today, a few hours ago,
Yeah.
for reference. Nick, before we close off, anything you want to say? Anything you're working on? Anything like that?
Um, I don't think so. I'll probably be trying to play some more Halo.
Mm.
I might get back into, or I want to get back into playing Baldur's Gate and finish that because I stopped that to play Starfield,
Yeah, yeah,
and so I want to finish that up. So
and it's probably
that'll
worth it.
probably
Yeah,
be on my list.
yeah, no, smart. I want to kind of want to focus on some Halloween stuff. I bought the first Alan Wake. I want to play that. Things like that. But overall, keep an eye out for a couple channel videos on the channel, including some reviews for some highly anticipated games and some reviews for some games you've probably never heard about. And we will be back in 2 weeks with the 84th episode. And for those watching, if you guys ever want us to ask to get someone on specific from the Halo community, feel free to let us know. We are always on the lookout for more guests and panel members.
Yep.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and we hope you all have a good week or a good 2 weeks.
See you all.
Goodbye.